Hello. Hello, Ipa. I think there's a problem. Ah,
Yeah, God bless. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you. Good evening, sir. But I don't know whether I'm hearing Ipa is hearing you.
That's why I
Are you,
asked because
are you hearing me too?
yes, I can hear you very well.
But
It-
we are not hearing
I'm not
Ipa
hearing
himself.
him. I'm not
I think
hearing
he's
him.
strong. He's
That's
strongly
Hello,
with.
good evening, good morning, good
okay.
afternoon, wherever you are. We are on live again today to discuss this important issue in Edo. Today, we want to truly mirror what is actually happening in Edo State. My people, now know say this program, now the program where we dey talk about Edo issues arising from Edo. Make I first of all, everybody knows that this program is done in pidgin English so that a lot of people go feel understand wetin dey happen for Edo. We all know, say for some time now, social media just go berserk about the artifact wey dem wan return to Edo State. It get as my cap. Una know say me na comedian. I go change my cap. All my invitees, I'm sorry. So, my people, I just come out today, may we come discuss the artifact wey Oyibo thief for Edo in 1897 to pay for that war wey cowboys those days, I don't know wetin I call them, thief, come take from Edo State. Those artifacts, they scatter around the whole world. Those artifacts, Oyibo agree say they were stolen from the palace of Oba of Benin. Everybody know that one. The people, the thief, they know, say they thief all those things. Now, everybody come dey cry, say make them bring the things. Just for pride, say make we get our stolen artifact back. We hear when Ebohon play one music some years ago, about 10, 15 years ago. He said they go return those things so period, and that period don't reach. Say they go start to the return am as from the year 2000, and that when they stole that thing, the person will actually lead the people come Benin, come thief, come deal with us. One of them committed suicide. It never take too much. First World War happened because Edo people, a lot of people don't agree, say we strong, we get our own ways of dealing with our things. Those things happen in actual fact. And if I have time today, because the guests will just come in today, these are people where I would like to introduce to now. Firstly, we get our brother, Midwest Republic, somebody will get the passion, say make Edo State, make Midwest State return again. to the extent he change him name. I not go talk the name with them born Papa Divan. In name today na Midwest Republic, now that they call him. You see am there, now they on top of this video. Then we get Bishop Desmond, not be Desmond Tutu, Desmond Osazua, another good activist. We get passion for Edo. He sit down with us today. Our sister, Madam Metinya, supposed to join us today, but because of our work, then transfer and go one place, then go return her back. We go pray, we go tell her Enikaro, make them bring her back to the main place where she did for Padova. So she for join us today. She not did here with us. My people, as you now know, in 1888, then write report. That report, na another program we will do. Make the person will do report. Benin people na great people. They control most of the Niger Delta area, go reach Ghana by the time we Oyibo people come. They come dey jealous of us. They come write report say, write nonsense for the report say, we dey do human sacrifice. All na lie. Una remember about 5 weeks ago, we do video how the grandson of the people wey connive, a Benin person wey connive with this Oyibo people to make sure say this Oyibo people fight us, they can't win. I talked a little bit of it, of waiting that man, the papa of this present day governor, the role we play for this war where British people carry come to. The British people now their country now put my leg down today to talk what really happened. But I not get time for that today. But I just want make we just sit down, make we look into why Oyibo people don't decide now to return the things to us. The artifact, they scatter them many. When I did Scotland that time, we celebrated millennium. I went to the house of the Philip Galloway in Coatbridge in Scotland. They told me all of them know how their grandfather came to Benin. They showed me some of these things. And those things not be just ordinary carved work or artwork. These na things wey dey Ogwedion of the palace. My people, we all know, say, up to today, if somebody dies, after the traditional funeral, then go mold somebody to represent that person wey die, then go put am for one corner. Every year, na that one that they take remember the person. Might be the thing where them would go be exact photograph of that person. All these now the things, now events. Before Oyibo come, before British people come, Benin people know they speak English. Some of them, the elite, maybe then they speak Portuguese. I don't know how to call them. Like this spoon that they call them ukuye, now Portuguese name. We don't know this foreign language. Let alone we go know wetin be journalism. But we do have our traditional journalism, paparazzi, and that na Igun, where then they mold these things to tell history. Oyibo see and say this thing fine, Igun. But before I talk, because I just start now, somebody just tell me say volume low. I would like to put off one thing where they make noise here. Please bear me a second. So one way or the other, I can call them the guild where they record history of Edo. When these people came, part of the reason why they raided Benin, they say if the Galway send message to not be the war office in London for permission, made them raid Benin, and that the artifact wey dem get, if dem pack am, thief am, e go reach for them to take pay for the war, for the cost of the war. So while that message dey go on, the vice consul Philip invaded Benin. After repeated call by the Oba of Benin, Oba Ovorame, say, no come here, we never ready, we dey do Igwe festival. They pass through water. This water is still there today. So because of their death, because of say they no one year, they kill them for Ugbine. That place still there today. Our governor, all the governors who don't come, they not use that place for tourism. We got on the boat where they enter come. The last time I went to Gelegele, the boat still there, the canoe where they take come. All of them there, they not use them as tourism. Now it don't reach to return the artifact. The governor where we elect, where some people elect for 2020, and the papa, they are among people who betray though. I talk about all those the traitors, all the chiefs, Chief Abraham, Chief Ero, all of them betray Ovorame. They tell Ovorame may come out from a hiding place. The house where Ovorame stay, now Obaseki house, Ago, where they attend Palava court during that time. All the papers, everything there with me. I get all these documents from British War Office. All the papers, I say time they come, I go to tell you now one by one. Now because of this politics where they go on, now never make me sit down and do all these things. So now the Edo people are not happy that why Ibise Oyibo people decide now make them return them because they're not concerned to again. Mona not forget, I tell you now say when they carry those things, First World War happened. The Oyibo man will lead them, one of the leaders, he committed suicide. But talking to the point, the year we reach 100 years where these people do this thing, night where then they talk to the whole world, it got burnt. A lot of things have been happening to these white people. They not say make them throw away. They not say make them just change them, make them go do another one. But they get body heat, they get problem. Now they say they go return the whole thing to Benin. Now they don't return them to Benin. They don't start to return them to Benin. It's scattered, go reach Asia, America, everywhere because of the love of our good work. They see us say we civilized well before you go come. Mona go check Guinness Book of Records. The moat where we dey fight war, the moat is the Guinness Book of Records. That once the Benin people were able to raise over 30,000 soldiers to fight. We fought around the nooks and corners. Go reach Ida, go reach the coast, the Republic of Benin.
Unexpectedly, because it was not a pre-announced war. So the Benin Kingdom, as then, was able to raise 30,000 soldiers on an unexpected war. So they were not
On an
prepared
unexpected
for
war. Thank you, Bishop. Just this Bishop, you know everything. Bishop, just 1 second. I want to play one video to Una for Una, Mokuna see, waiting our historian talk before we start?
That is, he doesn't really know the organization that I spoke about earlier. We are happy that he said that it will bring development, but development that you want to bring foreign investors, to bring foreigners to this land, it's a beautiful and laudable idea. It must be done in truth and not in lies. If you want to bring development, you must go through it in the right way. We are not a disorganized society. We are an organized society. As small as Izoduwa is, you cannot collect my property without me fighting back, not to think about a big institution as the Oba of Benin. It is not a war that anybody can win, because these artifacts we're talking about does not belong to Obaseki's family, nor does it belong to Izoduwa's family or anybody's family. It belongs to the royal family. We understand that Oba Edo Oba concept, but in this case, the ownership right is the Oba of Benin, and the Edo people are well pleased. Udoba or Odedu. We are very pleased with him. So let nobody deceive anybody. Like we've said, if you have anything to do as regards this artifact, go and meet the owner, the Oba of Benin. Sit down like a son and speak with your father. Don't come. We don't have right to those artifacts. Stop telling the Edo people how beautiful these ideas are. First of all, go and talk to the owner. That's what we're requesting. If you say there's not a problem, so go speak with the owner of the artifact. When you've done that, before you cannot come to the Edo people and say that, I've spoken with the Oba of Benin, this is what we agree. No one is against building a museum. The palace is not against building a museum, but it has to be built right and has to be built along the line and the thinking of the palace. And that's what we are asking. We are very happy with the Emowa. We are very happy. You should go ahead with the Emowa. Nobody has a right to stop the government for building other museums. The more, like I said, the merrier. But we are always saying that when it comes to the artifact that was looted from Benin Kingdom in 1897, that belongs to the Oba of Benin. The state government can only have a right to possess it if the owner of those artifacts, the Oba of Benin, gives him the right to, and that is what we are asking. My name remains Emmanuel Amoge Zoruwa, the Coordinator General Association of Great Benin Descendants. Oba Atokbe. Sir. I've resolved to return these stolen artifacts. It can only be returned. Contemplating. I've resolved to return these stolen artifacts. It can only be returned to the rightful owner, the Oba of Benin. The governor went further to speak about the civilizations of the old. He spoke about the Great Benin Moat as the greatest earthwork crafted before mechanical age. Amazing. The Great Benin Moat is the only historical site recognized by UNESCO. It's even on the tentative list. One would expect, as exposed as the governor, it should be finding ways to make the Benin Moat, preserve it. No inch of Benin Moat till date has been preserved. Why is he more interested in the artifact? Anyway, we understand the reason, but for the sake of public discretion, we don't want to mention some of these reasons. He went further to say that all of these incredible ideas of our ancestors shall not be in vain. Amen. They shall not be in vain. But you have to understand, amongst all of these beautiful civilizations that our ancestors built, there is something that he probably did not understand: organization. The Benin's people were the most organized of all kingdoms and empires in sub-Saharan Africa. They are still very much organized. The Igun, the Igbesaman, are instrumentalities that were created by the Obas of Benin for a civilization that was eventually built. He should understand that by going by the context of that organization, he should be organized enough to seek for the permission or the consent of the owner before he wants to use the artifact. Let it be very clearly. It is not It is not a hidden news that before the passing, the glorious passing of Omoyele of blessed memory, he entrusted in his then son, the Daikenu Selu, the crown prince of the Benin Kingdom, that when these artifacts are eventually returned, a museum will be built for it, and the name of that museum shall be called Benin Royal Museum. The concept of Edo State West Africa Act, we are not West Africa, neither are we Edo State. We existed, there is a clear difference between the Edo people and Edo State. The Edo people has existed thousands of years before the creation of Edo State. The Benin people has existed thousands of years before the creation of Edo State. A museum that will reflect our identity, that will reflect our imperial exploit. It's the only museum that we will accept. No one is saying that the government does not have the right to build museums for themselves. The more, the merrier. But he should be rest assured that no single stolen artifact will be placed in that museum, except he goes to his father, that is if he still regards the Oba of Benin as his father, and let them talk. It's giving the public a mental picture that there is no problem between him and the palace of the Oba of Benin. Just like some of you who want to criticize this video are also very close to him. Some of us are inherently also close to the palace. We understand that almost 2 years now, he has not even gone to the palace. All of the ceremonies, Oba Benin's birthday, October 20 last year, there wasn't any congratulation. The current Ministry of Art and Culture, since they were inaugurated, since the new commissioner came, hasn't gone to see the palace. The birth of the 4 royal quadruplets, the state government writes any letter of congratulation to His Majesty. Even 1 year anniversary of this royal quadruplet I heard a few days ago. Did anybody see any congratulation from the state government? Why then would the state governor now be deceiving the public populace that there is no issue between him and the palace? Well, we know that's a clear lie. There is definitely an issue. But what we are asking is that if you want those artifacts, go speak with the owner. Let the owner give you the right to possess these things. You don't have a right as an Edo man. If you also say that it is the Edo people that owns those artifacts, then it clearly means that whoever thinks such does not have a primary knowledge of the Benin history. It was in the days of the old, before the British looters invaded Benin, nobody has any right whatsoever until be permitted to have any artworks in his house, because it was an abominable act. Very few, less than 0.5% of the entire Benin artifact were found in the houses of the nobles, because they were given the right to possess it by the Oba of Benin. 99.5% of the artifact that were carted away from Benin was carted away from the palace of the Oba of Benin. If anybody has a contrary opinion to these facts, he or she can come out and present it. As for the Iguneon, you should also know that the leadership of Iguneon they are all part of the traditional cabinet of the Oba of Benin, and they have an oath to listen to him. So if anybody is thinking of going to use Iguneon to also carve other artworks to be put in their imaginary Mowa museum, then he should know.
So my people, I think we are here waiting our brother historian Izoduwa talk. But before I start, before our invitees, our panelists deliberate on this matter, I would like to mention some few things about this artifact. But then I've just decided that make I reserve this matter. Midwest Republic, would you want to go for the first shot? Just get the shot of the sabo, please. Make you talk
Okay.
Feel free.
Good evening, sir. I would have been glad for you to also play if you have the.
Which one?
So that the viewers can.
Which one? The speech, Governor Obaseki's speech.
So if you don't have it, no problem. We can still continue. If you don't prepare for it, because maybe it will distract the whole.
While you are talking now, while you are talking, I'll play the video too. Don't worry.
Okay, later once you have it. So I will greet you. Good evening, Pa. Good evening, my fellow panelists, my brother that is here, our honorable Bishop. We welcome you to this program, and I also want to greet every listeners and viewer. This issue we want to talk about this evening. This one an issue where it affect us as an Edo. It's an issue that affect our identity as a people. And also is an issue that reflects the nature of governance that we have currently for Edo. A lot is going on around the Benin people currently since we elected this man. Someone that was very close to him a few times ago said, go to all the ministry head, permanent secretary. As far as you're an Edo person, you cannot work there any longer. So we don't really know what happened and why we find ourselves in that situation. It chased them away. And when you look at this artifact issue, the so-called trust fund, the people he appointed there is no Edo people there. Now, I don't really understand where he's operating from and those who are behind it. But one thing I want to say, with all what this man is doing, he has a very dubious motive about that's why we have problems. Look at this. Before this, we get to a critical situation. He went behind a closed door to go and create Amuwa. Amuwa is an alien. We are Benin, and we prefer Benin Royal Museum. And that is our identity. And that is the real root of all these artifacts. If you really want us to benefit the labor of the past of our ancestors, we must be identified because we are so connected to most of these things. Most of these pieces that are coming from Europe today, they are not the ones in the hands of the British, but these are the ones that fell into the hands of the Germans. So the Germans themselves know the history of Benin right from 16th century when a German businessman visited Benin. He went back and wrote and told the people that he found a place in Africa where there is street light. They have it in their books. 16th century, he started reflecting on the civilization he found in Africa, in the home of black people, for his people. So Benin was famous in the entire European. They knew it, they heard of it, the way you hear of America, Japan of today. The Berlin Conference. So it's very saddening that with all what our ancestors suffered, people are willing to return this thing. But we have a governor who have a criminal tendency to hijack it because he hates transparency, he hates accountability. He doesn't want people because he loves working behind the scene. So such person is very dangerous. Now, the first reason why I feel he doesn't want the monarchy, dealing with the monarchy, the first thing the monarch will require from him is transparency. He will like to know what is going on. He will like to agree before any action. There will be planning before any execution of anything. So such a thing doesn't like it. If you look at this video, there is a place I watched in that video, I wept. When he want to talk about serious issue, he will dilute it down and make it to Benin. You go to this place, you see this, you see that. When you come to Benin, there is nothing to show for it. A whole governor mocking his own people. We elected you to bring changes. If there is nothing to write up in Benin, but you will see infrastructures of the diasporas everywhere. But what you don't see is the development that the government is supposed to give to the people. The money for these infrastructures for the past 16 years, you are be part of a government. You build schools, you buy the lowest grade material, you give them brain to go and buy red paint so they can cover it so that people cannot see the material using. You commission it, few years later, those things, they are no more. Those schools we clap for, they are not there. You are also here now ruling as the real governor. We voted for you for the last tenure. What have we benefited? What have you done that is different from what the rest of people have been doing? You are also building like them. And when you are building your pulse. A fellow governor asked you, you said Edo is not developed. In that statement that we say it's an do this, don't do that. Tell me anytime they said they want to support, it was not available. Nation City said don't build. Nobody has opposed any development. But the money comes in because of the nature of government. Since Ali and Ogbemudia left us, the military guy took over. When the money comes in, nobody account. And you want to practice that same government with this artifact. So Edo people should analyze this thing very well. Why are we deliberating on this issue? Before you came into government, a proposed museum has been delegated, a name has been given, even a quarter where that museum should be. It is to have space in that area. The Reverend, the royal family able to secure a space for it. Not a plus, an opportunity for you to really build this museum if you don't really have something else. Everything I was so, he said the people that are to us, the Germans, they were making some credit. They said we are taking it, you have security challenges. These are facts. When you want to talk about, you see monkey. Now let us be sincere. If you take this artifact to Amuwa, Benin Royal Museum, you take it to the palace. One thing will always benefit the people. If you the history behind this thing, it will speak about whom we life will be reflected, and the greatness of our ancestors will be reflected. You don't know any language, you can't even speak. Either are you coming to give history of what is there? You can't read them. They are more than that. Now, when it comes to benefiting the entire Edo people that is using to narrow the mind and senses of our people, that 1 million people will come to Benin. Imagine they come and spend $1,000. Look at the numbers of Benin's who are in diaspora. They marry to European. We fear, can they bring their children and daughter to come and parabolate in the street of Benin? The same Germans that are returning this thing write it clearly that Nigeria is a safe place, and some of the most dangerous places you should not go in Nigeria. I put Edo State there. I want to ask Obaseki and his followers and people who are clapping for him. For the past 8 years, what security structure have you been able to put in place? With your common sense, don't you even know that this thing, there is a real security challenges behind this stuff once it arrives? So you don't care. All you could do is to deceive our people, narrow their... Look, a great blessing. It's an insult. It just thinks that if you go well for him, as far as his motive is full of evil and it's full of bad one, not something that will affect Edo people good for good. God will use those evils to God in, because I have never seen a place where you are trying to rob somebody of his thing. His grandfather was so humiliated. Our own king, you saw it. They are in video, they are in pictures. They are returning this thing. You said you should not play a role because you are a democratic elected. You are above the law, democratic elected governor, because you don't question. If you are a sincere governor, as you claim, that he will benefit every. Just tell us how you have been spending in Edo Central and tell the Ishan people money, and these are the projects. Come to Edo South, tell us. Go to Edo North. You can't say just 30 years, because when he was campaigning, I supported him. He said 30 years plan. Obaseki is left with less than 2 years. Publish the blueprint of what you have achieved and what you expect the next leader that is coming after you to achieve for his people. Blueprint speak when you meet true development. Not you jumping from one place to another. Primary school, you cannot manage. A lot of things is behind this artifact. For scientific knowledge, it's what to evoke. Look, now you talk years where they do. What science do you? You don't have knowledge. they will still, they are helping the Egyptian. It will reflect more. They will come and tell us, even the German studies, some of the material, they keep on wondering how we're able to source them, because in the West Africa as a whole, to get some of this raw material is not easy. They don't even have it. How come these people, we are trading with these people who we are bringing this thing? How were they able to source it? It's still a mystery. And when they look at the technology behind some of this job, they marvel. You just come here because we have elected you. You see yourself elected you. You don't account to anybody. You can just gather some few things that affect Benin. You're there. How many pastors we are talking about the history? How many people Benin when that we are discussing this artifact? So I want to encourage my Edo people to understand that this guy man that believe in manipulating, bring other people down and try to. That is what he did that brought him to. Even for Shomole, not supposed to be in this position today, if not for this man. Although everything that is me, if Oshomole is the architect, he will only regret it. It's not because we Benin hate him or anybody from Edo hate Oshomole, but he picked something that the Edo people doesn't know. A lot of people resisted it. He said, no, he must go. And today we are in a big challenge. Edo State in a total mess. You see strangers everywhere, trailers bringing people. A lot is going on. Security, he refused to invest on it, and this treasure is coming. That reflects how wicked it is. Because once you cannot have a plan to secure it, man, it's going to be a big challenge for every one of us. But I pray for God to make a way. Let me just also, round up here and give chance to my fellow panelists to also echo his own view. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You have spoken very well. You've spoken. You don't talk everything finish. You still get more where you go talk. You see, if some people there now for the comment section, Frank Lewis, now conscripted Obaseki follower. Frank Lewis, now lie, now Midwest Republic talk. Peter Kundaye did there now. Me, I know say that one, he love Benin, he love Edo. You see, in the talk, say which of them are you talking about? If you don't know, make you listen. Our sister day here, now be the usher, Naomi Bella, he greet everybody and he stand back gidigba. Anytime when he see Ibota, she dey always dey happy because her daughter want know about Edo. That one now come bring me come say, I know say people will not want hear bombshell. Make you just switch off your set with your device so you say watch am. Bishop, go ahead.
Okay, now until we address this part, we have not really addressed this matter because this is a matter that has been existing now for hundreds of years. There's this particular part we have not addressed, or nobody's even asking for the fear of Obaseki. They don't ask. They are scared so that Godwin will not come and ask them, what did you say? I think it's time this area needs to be looked at, which is what I'm about to say now is what agreement did Aho Ogbeyo Obaseki signed with the British people? Now, I'm not just throwing this for everybody here. I'm throwing it to the Oedo, or even I'm throwing it to our great home, our great palace, and to look into what was the agreement. Because I watched the movie that time where Obaseki was speaking with the white people, telling the white people, let the Oba also know that I have some power. Apart from giving him a mirror, everybody say, oh, it's because of a mirror. A mirror. What agreement did Ogbeyo Aho Obaseki signed with the British people? How come that artifact is everywhere? Artifacts, they're everywhere all over the world. And to return it is a problem. And they're only returning it only when this Obaseki is also around. And the white people is forever willing to align with Obaseki than the palace? Why is the palace struggling to get his own property back? These are the questions that must be laid. Is there a second agreement that we are not aware of, that is in the hand of the British people? What did those who died, what was the report that they gave to Queen Elizabeth concerning Benin City when they went to fight the war? Because it's still the same queen. We need to find out. There are questions that have not been answered. We cannot be fighting to get our own property back after hundreds of years. And the only person the white people is still willing to give it to is the great-great-grandson of the same man that betrayed the Benin people. If the palace answers now, so give this thing to Obaseki, let him do whatever he wants to do, you will hear the white people tomorrow that artifact will reach Nigeria. But now that the whole Edo, the whole Benin, myself and the rest of you, and the entire palace is asking that this thing should come the right way, they should come and speak with our monarchy first. The thing has become a delay. Is there an agreement? I'm still asking, because when matters are delayed like this, there are certain agreements that we are not aware of, that was on, that need to be explained, or that the governor is aware of. Is there an agreement? Did Ogbeyo Aho told the white people that this artifact is his own, and that they should give it to any other person? Because there was a time he was an administrator in the palace, which the white people had a business to do with him for a very long time until they fall out. He administrated the palace for a long time, which when Obaseki came to power, he was trying to force the palace into making his own father among the Obas that have ruled. And the palace refused and said, no, your father was not an Oba. Even though he was an administrator, he can be Iyase, which
his father was a PA to Obavorame.
Yes, he was an Iyase. We agree. He got to the rankings of Iyase, yes. But he was one of the worst Iyase that we have ever seen. He had a division, strong one with Obaeweka II. He had a strong, he and Obaeweka did not agree on anything. He almost frustrated the government of Obaeweka. So what are we not saying here? What is the agreement? The white people should explain. When they came to speak when they came to enter an agreement with Obaseki, what did he tell them? Because whatever he told them is a lie. And the white people, if it was written down, they can hold on to that paper for 100 years. They can hold on to that paper for 100 years. So the delay of this thing is not just only what we are seeing. There are things God will know that he has not told anybody. There are things God will Obaseki know concerning this thing that he has claimed some right on, that have made him to have even the audacity to say he want to open a museum. Like, what is it called? Imaswe Izodua was saying, well, the government can open a museum. We are not against that. No. We can also go against that. We can also go, because what if it was written down by the British and Obaseki that if this artifact must be returned, it must be on the public display? What if that is what Obaseki is trying to do now? What if they are told him that your great-grandfather said, if this artifact must be returned, it must be on a public display for everybody to see? And you are not the governor, form a museum. What if it is the white people that initiated the museum idea to him? So it is not just for us to say, well, you can open a museum. It's not a problem. You can open a museum, provided you have come to tell the palace that this is what you want to do. You must tell us. No. We say no. First of all, return the artifacts back to the palace. Return it. Let the palace be the one to tell you they want a museum. And if the palace said, we don't want a museum, we don't want this thing to be on public display, we want to keep it on private, leave it. Let the palace has the last say. You cannot be deciding on what to do with it when you have not spoken to the palace. Like the Omonobanedo will say, Ukwa Bolo Bolo Obaiwa II would say when he addressed this issue of the artifacts, he said, you cannot have a plan on the things that belong to the Oba. The video is there, it's on public domain. I wish we could even play it to hear what the great Oba of Benin said concerning this artifact. He said, go and call Godwin. You people should go and call him for me. Let him come. If this is the agreement we had, you cannot have a plan on what belongs to the palace. The governor have no plan, should not have a plan on the artifacts. First of all, it did not belong to Obaseki, Ogbede, Ogbeyo, Aho. It is not their property. It belongs to
Bishop. 1 second. I want to ask. In 2020, when Obaseki was Governor Obaseki was campaigning, is return of artifact or building a tourist center part of his manifesto?
No, it was not.
That he will give us a port, Benin River Port or Gelegele Port. All of a sudden, he's now fighting for artifact that he knows nothing about. Artifact, that artifact, they are, to me, they are, I don't know what I'll call it. They are apparel of our
misplaced priority
of our deity.
Yes,
they were taken from the palace of the Oba of the Benin. Oba of Benin. Oyibo agree with us. Say they carry her from the palace.
Yes. Yes,
so
they admitted to that.
Now, why is he laying claim to it to form
like a personal property,
tourist industry
with
our
okay.
When there is no plan, when there is no security, when there is when there is no arrangement for such a thing, you start from somewhere. We we still have this place where the British people were slaughtered.
Yes,
we still along a Kenwan road. That is a good tourist attraction. We have where Obavorame, when he was being taken to Calabar, where he sat for a rest because there was nothing like vehicle, nothing like bicycle. Obavorame trekked. Then the Benin people carry the white people on their shoulder. May I not talk too much? Make I leave Midwest Republic. May talk. Pastor, don't go away, please.
Yes.
Pastor, sir, let me throw something.
Republic.
Yes, sir. The thing is, the federal court under a country called Nigeria will have a state. Now, those that are returning this artifact are not returning it without the concept of the Benin. We have a diplomatic relationship with them. And Nigeria as a whole have respect for the monarchy. And if you look at the few ones that they have returned, they always bring it to the palace. We celebrate all of them. Now, the Oba have a plan with the federal government that these things finally, they will end up in museum. Scientific knowledge and aspect of it is for sure. Displaying of all these artifacts for tourism, the ones they can display anyway, but which is going to be majority. It has been discussed with the federal government that this is exactly what's going to happen. Museum is for sure. The Oba, our of blessed memory, he said Benin Royal Museum. When this thing will start, because we know very soon it will start coming back. But where they will build this museum should be in so location. Now, what Obaseki is doing is he's a very skillful manipulator. He has no interest of the Benin people in his heart. Another second, he has no interest of the Benin people in his heart. I will give you one reason. Just watch very well. Since they have been raping Benin women in the forest, in the bush, killing people, have you seen Obaseki leaving that office to pay a condolence visit to any location in Benin City? The answer is no. He doesn't care. Now, that is number one priority. Someone that doesn't have value for the life of our people, of his people. So you will know it from there. That is first thing you have to put it to an account. Now, when it comes to tourism, Oibo say tourism, they did not end there. They put hand and say industry because it's very large. It brings a lot of money. It brings a lot of opportunity. But mind you, the museum itself employ very few people. But when tourists come in, they start spending their money. It generates more employment through restaurant work, you know, things, hotel, things that are related to that area. So people will start creating, generating job. The question now is, how many, even Edo indigenous will speak because of insecurity, that have Oibo as their wife? How many of them they come back? You they show Oibo they work out for Edo land again. Let us be sincere. Say now the one where people, apart from these fake Lebanese that cannot even win toilet contract in their place that they are using to siphon our money. Now be the Oibo where you see whether they are work contract and what they are building is endless building. No one you see them, even the one they commission before they leave office, the only thing water don't wash out away because it's substandard. Engineers are not involved. It's an investment banker. He know nothing about engineering, but he's the one to award contract. He's the one to commission it. He's the one to select people that will do it. It's like you are doing something you don't have brain over. You be mechanic. You want to go and treat somebody that is sick. You are a doctor. You live to treat human being where they see. You call the repair motor. That's just the kind of governor we have. So this man is trying to narrow the thinking of our people that the king is blocking the opportunity to develop. And this is why we have to tackle him. If you look at that video, he just came there to disgrace himself and try to insult himself. You are a governor, you are saying that those states is not developed. For 16 years, federal government have been pumping money to you. You cannot even boast of any tangible thing. You came in, you built industrial park for Edo people, that when you build this industrial park, investors will come. Now only crow, snake, and useless things. Now they do business for waiting pump money, Edo state money. You go build, say you want to build port. You start with Edo state money, you say investors will come and finish the rest. Everything is abandoned. How are we benefiting from this man? What have we benefited from him? Apart from just to cause confusion. Like what Epa is saying now, this kind of deep history about the family. We're not supposed to be saying this. Even the family are shocked. They don't even support this guy. They know he's not the rightful person. But they wanted to say it during the campaign. The diaspora silenced them and everybody was campaigning for this man that doesn't have his people in his heart. My dear, a man that pick pen and paper, write a law that 20% of Edo land should be given to alien. How will his people trust this kind of person?
For him to win 2020 election.
You see him, he passed it to the House of Assembly, trying to force it upon his people. For murderers to have a legitimate and legal right over 20% of Edo people's land. So he has gone too far. Few months ago, he was installing Ogiame as an Oba of Benin. You see the kind of fight. He went to holiday. As he was just coming back, he gathered these strangers. We don't know whom they are. Called them MD. We are the Democratic. Look, something is happening in Sri Lanka. If you provoke the people, they will invade the office. Democracy, sometimes it ends unexpectedly when a leader made mistake. So now you came back, you say it's Artefact. When I do it like this, 1,000 people will come to Edo State. My dear, by the way, how will the government of Edo State benefit from tourism? In a real society where they practice capitalism, if you buy water, there is an amount of money you pay to government in some country. Like where I live, if you buy Coca-Cola, you pay 12% of the cost of it. If you are a tourist, so that government is getting 12% of each money you are spending. If you eat in restaurant, this is how government generates money. And that's why they call it industry. We don't practice capitalism, we practice black market. Everything is zizard, nothing function. But it's very unfortunate that when we elect these people, they see themselves as the real privileged person and the most brilliant person and start insulting every other people. Go and watch that video, my brother. You see when he was mocking Edo State, that there is not developed, it's antiquity. When has it happened? Tell me any development. You are there as a governor. Let example, go and fight for your people if you know their place is not developed. And you are deceiving them that one is blocking it, that I will do it, display it, then the old people will see. What, my man, this is a serious, that for me is very heartbroken, that the diasporas, they shattered to 4+4, and this man is messing up everything, and the whole of them, they are silent. Even some of them are still praising him. I thank God, Obaseki administration is the only administration in Edo State that never share money. He has a problem with the traditional council, not even only Edo traditional council there in this Sasa Edo Central. He can't even go. They don't, those traditional leaders, they seem like bullshit because he did nothing for them. He promised them heaven ahead. What has he done for his people? Go to Edo North, everywhere. So that means nobody is eating with it. But let him develop the future of the land. Let him lay foundation. He's a skillful manipulator who plan to bring others down so that he can climb. So he's a very dangerous person. Look, the greatest challenge about this artifact, as I speak to you, for me, my greatest worry is security. When you have a leader like Obaseki, who is just after this stuff, they can go to any land because we don't know those who are behind them. So we need to be very vigilant about his action. This is not like he's building Amuwa. This Amuwa of a thing, we don't need it in Benin. We need Benin Royal Museum. We should go and construct it because the traditional council has never said they will never display this thing, but they said upon arrival, we will celebrate it in the palace of the Oba of Benin as a victory to us as a Benin as a whole. Obaseki said no. As they are coming, they should just go to palace. My brother, you also say your own part because it's very saddening that they are just deceiving our people. They just turning us around for nothing.
Let me pick it up from here. How did the name Obaseki came? The name Obaseki. Because it's that name that confused our people during the election. They thought maybe he was in the side of the Oba. No. That name Obaseki, how did it come about? What's the meaning of that name? That name came as a rebellion. It came as a rebellious name. The Oba had sent invitation to a man who is the biggest market owner in Ekioba at that time. He had sent an invitation to that very man to come to palace. And this man was coming from Igbo land. He's the son of a native doctor who went away from Benin City to Igbo land to go and stay in the tribe of Aniocha, and you hear the Onitsha, which is corrupted to Onitsha today. It's actually called Onitsha. And so this man was coming from that side to come and Yoba, and he has about 3 to 4 3 to 4 kiosks. There was a name they were calling it in those days in Ekioba. And so when they are about to hold a meeting with all the traders, all the market traders, this man will never be around. He will not come. He won't come. Anytime they call for him, he will not come. They will organize a meeting and say, go and call this man. Then his name was Aho. He will not come for the meeting. And so one day, the words of the Oba is like the word of a god. Anything, if the Oba sees you now and call you any name, that name becomes your name automatically. That because he has a spiritual eye and a physical eye. He sees beyond the natural. He calls you according to your destiny. He does not just call you by name. If any name the Oba call you now, if he sees you, that name becomes your real name because he calls you according to your destiny. And so the Oba sent a message and said, go and tell that man that come from Igbo land, that Obaseki. That is to say, the Oba is greater than market. Oba also a key. So you come only for market business, for business purpose. But when the Oba calls you, you don't come. In other words, if you want to translate it in English, the Oba is greater than business, is greater than your affairs, your market business, whatever. The Oba is greater than, that's how that name came, Oba Oseki. But it was still corrupted to Obaseki because they wanted to remove the fact that it was the Oba that gave that name, that he's higher than the market where you find yourself, where you are trading, where you are doing business, where you are doing that, where you are doing it is the Oba that owns the market. So he's greater than the market. Come and see him. So the name Obaseki came by rebellion. He was not respecting the palace. In fact, he was given so much privilege. This is a man who is not originally from Benin. They are from Igbo land. But he's the son of a native doctor of Benin who went to Igbo land So you can still say, well, their origin of Benin, so that let me balance it. For those who say, his great-grandfather went to Igbo land, he was born there, so he started trading from Benin to Igbo land. Because Benin actually was the center of the world at that time. So he was a good trader. He's very good in business. Like you can still see that spirit in Godwin today. Everything is thinking of money. Artefact is thinking of how to turn it to business. You can still see that spirit in Godwin today. That was how his great-great-grandfather was. So he was good in business. He traded from Onitsha to Benin. So the Oba said, go and bring him for me. I need to hold a meeting with all the market people. He has more markets. He has more kiosks in the market. He has never come for the meeting. And so when they brought him to the palace, they told him before they brought him to the palace that the Oba said, Obaseki. So they explained the meaning to him, and then he went with them to the palace. You see, it's a name that came out of rebellion. Ever since the Oba gave that name to that man, that name has been fighting the palace. For him to even become the PA of the palace, how did it happen? For him to be the one that the Oba said to him, he said to Ago, he said, I have chosen you, which is, let me explain something very clear for our viewers to understand.
Your Grace, Bishop, please, may I just extend this invitation to Peter Okundaye so that it can be cannot be one-sided. Please, I don't know if anybody can send the link for him to join us. Peter Okundaye, are you interested to come on this to come on live and discuss this topic? Because the comment section, they are saying it's one-sided, but God knows these two panelists, these two members of panelists, they are saying the truth. They are saying the history, the truth. So before I put Bishop on again, and I will go on to send the link to Peter Okundaye, because Frank Lewis requested that Okundaye should come and join us, because Frank Lewis is Peter Obi people, and Okundaye.
Please send him the link while we go ahead. When he comes, we can't put this program on hold. Let him come and join us.
It on hold. I just want to add to what you are saying, that you know what you are saying, and that is the honest truth.
He should come and join us while we keep explaining. He should come and join us while we keep explaining. The link is sent to him. He should connect.
Keep saying it. Go on, please. Go on with your this thing.
So I want to make
now.
Good. I want to make our viewers to understand. It is the same person that is called Ogbede. If you hear Ogbede family today, Ogbede Yama. If you look at Ogbede Yama, it looks like Godwin. There was a time Ogbede Yama. Yes, it's true. It's true. It's true. There was a time Ogbede Yama was saying that he now understands his history very well, that he and Godwin is from the same family during the election. It is the same man that is called Ogbede. If you know some people who are called Ogbede, they are Obaseki family. It is the same man that is called Ogbeyo. If you hear some people who are called Ogbeyo, some are from Yoruba land and all of that, they are Obaseki family. It is the same man that is called Aho. Aho. If you hear some Benin people that answer Aho, is the same man, Obaseki, that has those names. So if you are from Aho family, you are Obaseki family. It is the same man that is called Obaseki. That is the chieftaincy title no Yovan. That is the one the Oba gave to him.
That's right. You are right.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm trying to establish here is that this man was not even from Benin. No, he came. He was a trader. He was good in business. He was a trader. So for him to even be that close to the palace, for him to even be that close to the Oba, it was a lot of privilege. And why did they give him that so much privilege? Was because he was a trader. He would go from Benin to Warri, then he used to be Bende, Edo Bende. It was one place. There was no splitting. It was it was not even called Bende, Old Western region. It was not even Old Western region. It's the British that bring all those things. It was just all Benin Kingdom. He will go to the Warri side, the area you call Warri. From there, he will go to Onitsha. He will from there come back again. He was trading those areas. And the Oba was aware of how he goes up and down. And so he brought him very close because he needed somebody like that to help him deal with the white people. At that time, he didn't even know how to speak Benin very well. He was learning. Just the same way we have Godwin now. Godwin still don't know how to speak Benin very well. Those who are from the Obaseki family now, because they now have different names. There are many names that have come out of Obaseki. They might be offended and say, oh, what is the truth? He didn't know how to speak Benin very well. And the same way, the Godwin does not know how to speak Benin very well. That was how he got into having getting married to those from the palace as well. Just like we have Godwin today, is Oshomole that gave him his wife, and Eve to the election. Ifweko, what do they call? Yes, Ifweko. Oh, she already had a husband with children. So it was Oshomole who said, you cannot rule Edo State with just like that. You need a wife beside you. They have to organize this woman who is still paying until today. Some people call it contract marriage, however you put it. But what am I trying to say in a nutshell is that this is very clear. Godwin knows that he does not know so much about the artifacts. Even his great-grandfather, the reason his great-grandfather betrayed Edo, the reason he betrayed the Oba is because he's not originally from there. He saw everything like a trade. He saw everything like business. He was not a traditional man. He saw everything like business. The chiefs who joined him to betray the Oba, he was telling them, if you go to the other side, things are better. If you go to the other side, he has always been dreaming to have business with white people. So when he saw them coming into the Benin Kingdom, he saw it as an opportunity to exploit. Why is it that he was the only one interested in the mirror? In the mirror. He was the only one interested in mirror because he thought it would be another business avenue for him. He was a trader. He was an administrator. So basically, before the Oba even pointed him as an administrator to say, you will be my hand and my leg in dealing with the white people.
Oba no appoint him as administrator now, Igbo people.
Yes. However it is, in dealing with the white people, you'll be my hand and my leg. But he was the one that was sent to go and deal with them. Okay, in dealing with the white people, he betrayed. That is why I say God knows the deal he struck with them that we are still paying for until today.
Pastor, 1 second. Yeah. There's a call from Australia.
Okay.
Australia, go ahead. Thank you very much.
Speak up a bit,
Australia. Speak up a bit.
Carry on your body.
I'm not a fan of anyone. I don't know what they're doing, but when we see the truth, let's see the truth. You can't tell me where Obaseki is not an Edo man. If the father or the great-grandfather from Benin and he went to Onitsha and trade, it does not mean it's not an Ebony man. The state of origin, where is it coming from? How did it generate? It's from Edo. Now, if you thought maybe he doesn't know how to speak Benin, it doesn't matter. There are a lot of children down there where the parents are in Benin. He's been born and brought up there. Both parents, the man and the woman, they are also Benin.
It matters. Listen, make with the correct now. If person is born in Benin, not they speak Benin, is set backwardness. And his foolishness, we need to correct it. It matters.
My brother, you do Australia, before they give you citizenship of Australia, you don't learn English.
Listen to me. I learn English.
No, we not be listening to you. You say it doesn't matter if they don't speak Benin. It's set backwardness. We need to correct it.
Edo must there. A governor no do rule Edo Edo.
Look at what is going on now. It doesn't have respect for your own value now. He's abusing everybody. He's a governor who said that those state is not developed. It's useless place. And he's a governor. Go and watch that video. He was mocking his own state.
Yeah, I'm here
No,
to.
no, you are not.
Don't tell us
Excuse
it
me, let me
doesn't
answer.
matter. You said people
Let
grew
me
up in
answer. You are
Benin.
not proving it, sir. I explained before that he is the son of a native doctor that went to Igbo land. I explained it before, right? I also explained that he was born in Igbo land. His name was Ogbeje Aho Obaseki. I explained all these things before. You are trying to prove it was not. The father was not original. The father was a
Australia.
native doctor from Benin that went to Onitsha.
I want speak.
Onitsha is called Onika. If you go to Onitsha, you will see a lot of Benin people there,
Bishop, 1 second.
which was not corrupted to Onitsha. The white people corrupted it because of pronunciation.
Bishop, 1 second. Bishop, 1 second. Let me explain that situation, that area. For Benin history, we get and say Onitsha is part of Benin. For Benin history, that Igbos were partly conquered places for Benin. The Igbos, especially people from Onitsha, Asaba, they not denied the fact say they not be Benin. The problem I want to explain here before I talk to the comment section, Obaseki was more or less a friend to
Ovorame. He was very close. That's why he was able to do what he did.
When Ovorame had problem with his brother on him ascending the throne, Obaseki flattered Ovorame. He was with Ovorame. Ovorame is supposed to take the title of Obaseki. But when Ovorame succeeded to ascend the throne, so he then took the title of Ovorame and gave Obaseki, gave Ago that title, Obaseki. So Ovorame was the Oba then, but when the problem came with the British people, the Oba of Ovorame went to around Iyokoriomo. It was Obaseki who now working with the British people, that is where he got that name, Betrayer, which the Benin people are calling today. He went and pleaded with the Oba of Ovorame to return to Benin, that they came now, he has got position, he should come back to Benin. Oba Ovorame believed in him and came to Benin. In short, Oba Ovorame lived with Obaseki in Ekpenede. He has his picture today. He lived with Obaseki in his house in Ekpenede. It was from that house Oba Ovorame was attending the white man court, the Palava court. In a way,
Moderator.
Okay, go on. I'll read from the book for you to see. Go on.
Sir, that person that write those books you want to read, and we will not say everything. Moderator, sir, Oba Ovorame has never left Benin. He was still in Benin, whether it is
Yokoriomo.
Let me say something.
He came back with a lot of people who came with him. They were naked.
Ovorame never left Benin. He only left Edo. So you must put it clear. He left Edo. He did not go out of Benin. Even if he went to Delta, he was still in Benin.
What is the difference between Edo and Benin?
That's good. Benin is an empire, is a people who originated wherever language they might be spoken, who have traced their ancestors to Edo. They are all Benin. So that makes difference between Benin and Edo. So when a person tracing ancestors, a person who left in who live his land is Port Harcourt, but tracing ancestors to Edo is the Benin. So if Ovorame went there, still in Benin. If a person traces ancestors from Kogi to Edo, and Kogi is their land generally, if Ovorame went to Kogi he's still in Benin. So he has not left Benin. So the difference between Edo has a moat that ran it. So that is why when you go to Ekiosa, if you go to Third Junction, then if you go to before New Benin Market, Victory Junction, then if you go to Ijaro, then go to close to Oba Market there in Ring Road, then back of the palace, those are what called Edo. The rest are called Isoko.
No, those areas are called Ogbe.
No, sir. There is Ogbe, there is Exotic, there is Oenokwa, there is Unhuidun. So these are different groups of the people. There is Igun, Igwematon, Igunozwogbe. So if you want to know, there is Ogboka. All these ones are found inside Edo. Even Oenokwa, if you heard of Oenokwa, is found inside Edo. And Ogbe you are talking about, there are some part that is in Edo, there are some part that is in back of Edo. So if you want to
Mr. Kundaye, you just talk about the issue in Marudai River concerning the artifact and what is going on your take.
The reason I come in is that when our bishop is saying Obavorame just call him and name him Obaseki. No, it was not true. It was not how he called him and named him Obaseki. No, sir. Or because he was a traitor. No, sir.
No, it was a message. No. He didn't call. He said, go and tell him that Oba Oseki. That is it. No. And every word of the Oba becomes a Lord.
No,
that
sir.
is it. It was invited many times. This was written by all the professors. No, you people are trying to change the truth out of shame because Godwin is governor. It's not true. The Oba sent for him many times. He refused to go.
I don't care whoever is governor. They are when they do it.
Just the same way the Oba said the other day, why are Godwin over a year now concerning the artifacts? Godwin have not got to palace.
So when you talk of tradition, you
say it as you know. You say it as you know. Let's hear.
I would have advised, in your party, my advice, what you say a background of Obaseki origin, but let's talk about this current attitude concerning this artifact. That one can be a different topic of his own. It passed through the process.
That's good. When we process, no ramen. So a position I am your vorame, a position I am me Obaseki. So honor omanozeke ovorame. Omanozeke vorame, just suppose no. Omano when your Obaseki just suppose no when vorame. So marite o Obaseki na fini with ye. Obaseki of fini with ye. Run that we take a lele, no lele a nini my where Bikinajo. Run that we take any again that lele. All the process when you tell me. All the process. So ye a lele no ikpoto Rwanda ere no do fear do with ye. Ona what I fear with ye, ona we hear that come no say. Ona okay, my said we ona where run that we yon see e baba. Ona we omano ye. That means am I ye benini omano ye no yo banya do agati ovurame. Omano zeke ati Obaseki. Enini eri ya mwenye Obaseki ruda we ye go ga ere odo mo vorame.
I'm your assistant Oba. Why was there so much importance on Omanozeke? No. There has never been importance on Omanozeke.
Then be hot. Yeah, no water. When now you so the car. Also,
We're explaining that.
no water. I don't have must get to the why you so the
Okay.
car? The rubber.
People are listening. We're explaining.
To make this program of EPA, what you talk about, a plan as no win about this artifact. Let's forget about this background. Let's talk about a plan of win. How is it true? Is it really realistic to you work behind or make good intention over this thing? What you want?
No, obviously, our museum Wakana. Make a tower. Obaseki, if really he want to make a tourist place, a Japan or Mabe or Igbo, one we in the government. Iana Supola, Sentowa, or Wagana Toto. Ring Road has been a museum prepared for this artifact. Not over not not Ewari the second. Ire don't yawa. Prepare it where a monarch and not even Ire don't yawa. Not even the don't yawa. Akozuwa. Prepare it where a monarch where Ire don't yawa na follow up. Then or even say wine and do on a way a one of the Canadian ta eoji no water you talk. So that is the reason. If your Obaseki were okay, if animal bolo said no problem. A one border grant, a one overhead bridge. Make this you can build underground museum. Bebani who were all polo. You can make it overhead. Our deco. Everybody guy tourism. No tourism. Where this is the best that I am making. I'm a team where people to who boy in a way, who decorated, then same way you want to take it to another direction. Automatically show the interest and greed of most the interest and greed of most people that they are not contented. They can no longer control themselves. Because the way people request for it were a museum so that however after they can still come to a dollar and witness it.
Mr. Kundaye.
Sir?
Sorry, I'm not happy with that the white people who are the thief, the culprits who are supposed to go to prison or sanctioned should not dictate to us what to do with our property.
You should also no. If I don't put, don't put all the ones not already do and stole those things. They are not the one returning it. Those who bought it with their money in the market, Jama bought it, but they understand that this thing was not from a true source. So they declare that even if we purchase, it is wrong. We want to return it to the original owner. So such people, as they were returning it, remember they have embassy in your country.
Yeah.
Embassy is not just about visa. Everything going on in our country, they have a file feed up that comes to the government of Germany almost monthly or 2 months. So please, they are not ignorant of what is going on about our country, but they all know how to figure out their own interest. But with sincerity and love, they point to the governor and say, look, there is an insecurity challenge in your place. You know, this thing is very what. Go and watch his video. You will see how he turned that place to mockery. When you look at sensitive area, when he was addressing that video, he will use it to mock.
I don't know. Someone can forward the video to us so that we can.
Okay, you will look for it and watch it. So, okay, I want to quickly correct something again. I want to beg the audience that is listening. When I said Obaseki is not sharing money, I am not in support for him to share money. The thing is this. If you look at what we have been suffering in Nigeria or the state, lack of infrastructure, people will always use that excuse that when you have governor, people don't give them chance to function. They always try to say their master come and settle them. So I'm always saying that Obaseki is opportune, is the only governor that has been free from vandalism. So he has an opportunity to do something different from the rest of previous government. That's what I'm trying to say. If for those, because I saw some comment there, you live in abroad, you want governor to share money. No, I don't want to. I believe in accountability and transparency. So this is what I campaign for. The pain I have is that this governor is not ready for Edo State people. He's a man that have a skill, it's a very skillful manipulators who try every means to bring others down so he can climb. So we need to start tackling him. Concerning this artifact, the last video he did, it was a great insult to the entire Benin people if you digest that video carefully. And again, he's telling Edo people, I don't have problem with the palace. All I want is that I want this thing to be displayed. The Oba told you that they will not display it. He said, but when it arrived, I want a celebration of victory. Let it come to this palace again. And he marks something for the entire Benin people. But what he is doing is, he wants to operate as a governor where he cannot account for anything. Once my dear brother, if that thing reach Obaseki today, story will enter tomorrow. All the money that away, all the money where federal government they give 900 million a month for security. How many people he don't train? When he knows say treasure they come up to now. What has he put in place? Those things where they point to.
And
he's telling Edo people in that video to tell you how wicked and skillful it is. Look, the palace is the one broken into 1 million tourists. Imagine it when it's in Edo State. Can Obaseki control 1 million tourists? In that state, with the situation it is? Let us tell ourselves the truth. Today, 1 million visitors is in Benin. Can Obaseki, does he have any single structure to make sure he control and secure them?
It's scamming us. It's scam us.
Okay, so we should tackle this scamming. We should not allow him to succeed. There's nothing like anything Amuwa. We are not Amuwa. You know, these people, what they do is this. I have never seen such a devilish generation, because I believe these schools that they attend were designed by Babangida administration, because it was the one who brought SS, brought this one, because Ogbemudia, they're not to go school, now modern school, and we are still remembering them. Now, the only thing they know is how to lie. There's no practical knowledge in their brain. They deceive our people with sweet words that I want to solve your problem. They don't solve anything. So Obaseki, for me, I strongly believe that, I believe God brought him in a time where Edo people have to remember their past, because people pay dearly for what is coming back today. And if you see the way he's treating it, you will know that this guy don't really even have value for his past, neither his present. Because the interest of Edo people is not with him. Nothing is so grand for Obaseki to control 1 million tourists, as far as Edo State is concerned. Why are you deceiving our people? So he want to scam them. He want to narrow them so that they will see the king as a problem. This is what they are doing. They are trying to engage in misinformation, propaganda against the king for so many years now. And look at what he did recently. He want to put Ogiame, court has given you paper. He has the power to do this. And those people should know that this guy is not there for them. He's just there for his interest. He collect money from Buhari. He designed a constitution to give 20% of your land secretly.
Midwest, let me pick it up from you. The truth about it is that when it comes to the artifacts, when it get to the artifacts, there are a lot of spiritual meanings to it, which even Godwin himself cannot explain. This one of the spiritual meanings is that the children of Benin or Edo that have been scattered all over the world will begin to return home if these artifacts can come back home. And they will not just come back, they will come back with great intelligence. They will come back with blessings. They will come back with joy. They will come back with peace. They will come back with prosperity. So Godwin is not interested in the artifacts. No. He knows that there are spiritual meanings he cannot explain. He's interested in the money, the $10 million that goes along with it. That's why he's mocking Benin and say, when you go to this state, you will see this one, you will see that one. But Benin, there is no this one.
12 years. Why didn't he build his home? To make
I'm coming. There is no this one there. There is no that one there. There is no this one there. There is no that. The reason.
Yes, I'm coming. Let us understand.
Hold on. Let me finish. The reason he's mocking Edo State, because the governor of Edo State, that because most of the time he refers to Benin as well, that there is no this, there is no that, because of the $10 million that is coming.
The person is wrong. Yes, you not correct the error, sir. If you are talking of
Yeah,
Edo,
we are connecting it to Edo State. The $10 million that is coming with the artifact, he's one to take it. He want the palace to leave that money.
It's more than 10 million.
Yeah, fine. But they have a first batch of 10 million that will come immediately. It's more than it goes to billions. But
Yeah,
that first one, he wants to take it. He wants to take it so that he would keep it and say he use it to. So it's all about money. You see, that is ancestral spirit. That spirit of trading, that spirit of business is also in him. Is also in him. Just to throw light, on what I was saying before, Wikipedia said, hold on, I will continue my statement. Please hold on a second. Wikipedia said the name of Obaseki was given to him by Oba Ovorame. For his original name was called Aho, who was the Oba Ovorame also gave him his first wife called Etuohu, and granted him the title of Obaseki, which means the Oba's favor is more than market. The Oba is more than the market, and the Oba palace is close to the market. Please come. See, I didn't invent it. Even Wikipedia is here. The Oba palace is close to the market. Please come. It was a rebellion. He refused to go. The Oba has to give him a name to invite him to the palace because he was the richest trader at that time. So let me leave that story aside. So let's go back to the artifact. The artifact has a lot of spiritual meaning.
The question.
The artifact has a lot of spiritual meaning. You said?
Question, please.
You said?
Can I ask you one question? You said
one land in where we talk where all the married.
Okay, take your question. You already mentioned it. Take it so that we don't confuse our.
Wikipedia said it. Is Wikipedia made by human being or Wikipedia was existing before that Obaseki war?
Wikipedia verifies. If they discover that you are lying, if you report this thing out and you are lying, and they verify it after 30 days, they will bring it down. If they have verified it, they must have gone to the palace to ask, and they say this is the true story. So we are not every other second story is a this is what happened. The man was a rebellion. He has no respect for the palace. That is what we are still seeing today. He did not go. He has no honor.
I want to ask you another question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Since Wikipedia is the one verifying, I want to ask a question. Before the British came, has Edo people be doing what do they call when you want to give birth, they have to operate the baby and bring it out. Has Edo people be doing it? Is it written in Wikipedia?
Listen, everything, even in the Bible, say, hold on, let me answer your question. He said everything that Jesus did cannot be written in the Bible. Everything cannot be written, but the important ones is what they selected, that the ones that will cause confusion tomorrow is what they selected, that what they are telling us here. This man was not origin of Benin. That's why he was able to betray the Oba. He was not an indigenous of Benin. He used to come from Igbo. His father. Hold on, sir. I don't want to dwell on this too much. Go and do your research. His father was origin of Benin, was a native doctor who has gone to Igbo land. He was born in Igbo land, Onika, which is corrupted to Onisha, which the Benis are around. They have been there. The Benis are still there until today. He came to trade in Benin. They are not origin of Benin. Nobody is mocking them now that they are not.
Don't say that, please.
But
don't say
no, I will say it because it was his great grandfather who was a native doctor. Who was a native doctor that went to Igbo land, in Onisha area. I will say it is the truth. I will say it is the truth. If you go to Igbo land today, Obasekis are there.
You are a bishop.
If you go to Igbo land today, they have Obaseki there. If you go to Igbo land, they have Obaseki there. They have family data set. They have everywhere. It was that man that was training people. He was having family across.
People watch history. Don't
No,
let
it's
people
not
force.
force. It is
Okay,
not force.
excuse.
To do your research.
Epa, let us not talk upon ourselves. Mr. Kundayi, please, you echo your view and let Epa also echo his own. So let him round up, then you pick the floor. I think we'll be good like that.
Round up, you pick up. The reason he could betray the Oba of Benin is because he was not from there. That was why he had the mind. He does not know what is tradition. He has no value for it. He was a trader in the market. That was why he could do all those nonsense he did. They are nonsense. Because you don't become a king. So whether we now have generations from him or whether we now have generations from him, his great grandson is now the devil. It doesn't stop us from speaking the truth.
Life of okay, Mr. Kundayi, you see this? Okay, Mr. Kundayi, round up, you say your own part.
Yeah,
one thing is this, I don't know anything about Obaseki origin, but I know Obaseki is a title, and I don't want to argue about that. And I cannot, because of this Godwin Obaseki attitude, and name all the entire Obaseki family as one. No, we can't do that.
No. It's a title. It is not a name.
Him coming to power, he was an headache to the entire family when they gathered. They knew him. They knew him very well, but there's no way they can expose him. That is just the truth. Many people from his family were against that campaign, if you can recall. So we can't group the entire family together. Pedro Obaseki has been fighting for Midwest people. He has been doing his best. Obaseki and Pedro is even a log ahead. Pedro Obaseki was the one who revealed that if you go to permanent secretary's position in Edo State, this current governor have chased Edo speaking people away completely, replace them with strangers. Look at this Amuwa, the head of his so-called trust fund. One guy is from Igboland. They are all foreigners. Look at those guys that
we always be there.
Okay, look at those guys. Look at the guys that he gathered when he came back from this so-called holiday he went to, where he go and gather momentum to come and start this confusion again. These are strangers. They are not Benin sons and daughters. People would have questioned him there. I want to come and display. If you come to Benin, we don't have anything in Edo State. Somebody that has been leading Edo State for 16 years. Tell me any project that Edo State people hold you not to invest upon. They need international airport. They need seaport. Yes. You put money into seaport is zero. You build industrial, even toothpick industry. Obaseki not bring company. The tuke boss where Oibo bring 18 something.
Alago Summit. Summit.
Now the
he's trying to say forget about the past.
Okay, the tuke boss where we they use is there nice people everywhere. Now that one you want to control 1 million tourists for a country.
Yeah.
So when you see these people, they look at our people that they can't see far any longer. Hunger don't go everywhere. They can just come there and be manipulated and pointed to another person. What I'm saying, thank God you don't have godfatherism. And I thank God has placed you in a very unique position that making you don't have anybody that force and make money from you. Please prove your capitalism, the one you say you have is a banker and investors. Let's see investors in Benin. Let's see our people getting job to some level. Let's see you building schools, because primary school you can't even run. The only house where British built this hospital there, he went there, he bulldozer all away. I will build healthcare everywhere. I will distribute it everywhere. All of them are promises. He has nothing to offer. All these things is just for him to. I've never seen such a person in my life. That building is supposed to be a cultural, because it's related to this artifact. Those who came to destroy or stole it built that house. So okay, he rooted everything away, and so many people were clapping. He will build a new model hospital in a time of war. Ordinary tent, tarpaulin, it became an hospital. And now up to today, powerful country, when they want to send the army to war, now that's a tent. Now that they carry follow them as hospital. There they will do surgery. They will treat severe injured people. What really make hospital to work is administration and proper equipment. Pay your staff. Document people that they are treating. A doctor will write a medicine for somebody as we speak for today in Benin. You carry and go meet Igbo person who not finish primary school to go and buy that medicine in his hand. These same governors will tell you, I want to distribute healthcare. And our people will just be clapping because they have promised them. And that is why we need to tackle him. He said that I will come and display it. 1 million tourists will come. Just imagine, they spend 1,000, walk everywhere. Jama way one brigand out of their own, because I've stayed with Jama. I've never been to their system. I can see that they are one of the best Oyibo way I don't see. The problem why people describe Jama as wicked people, I want to tell you, my brother, if you give a Jama authority one problem, when they want to answer you, then go turn down one problem like 30, 40. Then they'll take on welcome you. That's why people they come and say they are wicked. They don't come with that one again. If you try to mess up their system. So now they bought it, but with sincere mind, they knew that they knew the history of Benin more than the Benin people. They knew what Benin suffered. They knew what happened to these people because their ancestors were already having history about this Benin. So let us return this thing to these people out of sincere mind. Now they have agreed. First condition to return this thing is that the place they are returning into, there is no dispute of who get them, who not get them. Thank God Benin Artefact doesn't have that. The people back home should also have peace to receive it. First of all, Obaseki went to television to make sure he bring confusion to this thing so that they don't return it. Some of his aides were talking, some were made in Udo, some were made in... They were trying to bring problem. Because if there is a problem, these people will seize on it and don't return it again. You see it now. Now, the second one again is they have agreed that there should be a scientific... Yeah, the scientific is Egyptians not opening door for scientists to come into their own. Why? They will definitely come. We don't have the scientific know-how to go back to really confirm where some of these things were made, how some of the raw materials were sourced. It's still like we have lost it already. So some of them, because some of the materials are so scarce when the Benis were having access to it in the whole world those days. So they want to study more. And which the king has agreed. The only problem we have with this Obaseki is this. There is a money attached to it. And these things, they have a very hidden and devilish agenda towards it. Look, you cannot come and promise us 1 million tourists. What do you have on ground to control 1 million people, Mr. Governor? If you come across this video, tell Benin people that I've done this. Even if we have 500 people today, they will come to Benin and they will feel welcome and more will be coming. Just tell us one thing. Primary school you didn't build. All the schools in Benin is a rotty school. Go to these public schools and private schools and see for yourself. You will well to cry. No roof.
I agree. I did not say. Listen first. I said the problem that is with Obaseki now. The governor is agreed. I said it already. That is agreed because of the money. Is greed of that money. Because me, I will use myself as an example. I wrote letter to Governor Obaseki. If you want with the Edo, I don't even know that they have given our smith factory to the answers. I said, please, Governor Obaseki, with the Edo, we cannot be inside the river and still be tasting of water. Give us permission to make use of our smith factory. The Edos who have traveled, whether you are Esan, you are Afema, as far as you are Edo, let us put money together and make this factory working.
They don't say.
Obaseki reply to us was that the reason he accepted, he thought we wanted to bring money to come and tie roads. That idea is a good idea, but it doesn't have ministers that will supervise that work. That he thought we want to bring money so that we can tie roads. Hey, we not bring contractor, we will not give him the money. Then after finishing the road, he will write our name that it is there doing diaspora. Then he will commission, if we come and commission it. When I heard it, I said, what a foolish and inanity a person is this? And they said, you are an economist and you are this, you are that. What caused development? Development cannot come.
I beg, now economists for theory. You don't know anything when it comes to practical. So you cannot. Toothpick industry, a toothpick company. Obaseki no bigger company. It can't. It doesn't have that brain.
Look at what is the free gift? That is what is the resources which they call natural resources that God bless your land with. Then engage your people into that natural resources. Then they work and aim from there. They bring tasks to develop their land. They are set from there. If it were the time rubber, you make rubber farm, let the other people tap that rubber. They generate money. They work for themselves and they work for the land. Now we have open as made factory. Other people are not making use of it, but outside is not making use of it. Develop it outside themselves. Why would the Edo are suffering? If I were to be the governor of Edo State, by now, the tractor that I will have packed into Edo State, the tractor,
that there is nothing in Edo. And I'm in government for 16 years.
I'm not the farm tractor that I will have packed into it. Now be accountable. Now, when you have the source of tourists, where tourists is coming, is that dirty ring route or dirty Apapava, dirty Sokomba route, dirty Sokomba or dirty Sapler route or dirty
Everywhere
airport route?
smell, full of cholera.
The government is supposed to beautify it. You can't say where is tourists coming. It's to beautify the Baba road before it brings tourists. There's no place for them to go.
My brother,
If
for many years they have agreed to return this thing, it's supposed to have put so many measures on ground for the Benin people to see that even this one, I'm doing it because I know a lot of tourists will start coming. We must work this, we must work that. What has he put in place for tourism? What has he put in place? It should stop Benin people.
We have to understand that Obaseki is not there because of Edo people. Obaseki is there because of the money. Because of the money he helped Oshomole with, because Oshomole said it, that they are the backbone of his government. So the money he helped Oshomole with is what Obaseki want to come and recover. And the moment he recover it, you know, it's a business. When you trade, you have to look for gain. So the moment he recover it, Obaseki will still go away from Edo states. So
he's not
just
in Edo, he doesn't stay there.
So not just only the Oredo, which is called the Benin City, not only the Oredo, the entire Edo State, Obaseki is not going to stay. So he's still going to go out. So he's just recovering his money. All these things that he's doing is looking for a way to recover millions or billions or trillions of money so that he can leave the land. So we should be preparing. And that is why
he has turned Alagoda to a bank.
That is why now, let me say something. That is where even the artifacts now, the palace itself has not even need the artifact this time. The palace himself did not need the artifact this time. So Obaseki should pack in load and go. Then the artifact will come home. Because there was a day, there was one interview, the palace said they should hold it first. Let him be there first. So if there was an interview like that, he said they should let him even be there first so that people can be seen and know that it was people that create these things. So since Obaseki don't want the betterness of Edo State, let him our artifact alone for the Edo people and the entire Benin empire, because we have really, it was a good governor. It was a good governor. He will have think of Edo first. He will have think of what to do for his land. The America said, think of what to do for America, not what America will do for you. As economists that they call him, as the person that says he's educated, he went to abroad, he went to this. He will have been able to
overrated. Oshomole overrated him. Anyway, go ahead. They overhyped him for us to accept him. He was not having all of that.
He will have come and said, this place. Me, I have suggested 3 places in Edo.
His certificate, sir, the economic certificate in 2015, it was PDP, Edo State chairman, who told me when I visited that the certificate economics, they went to his school. He got 0-0. He said Obaseki got 0-0. Oshomole hyped him. He said a lot of things about Obaseki that was not true.
Thank you very much. For me, certificate doesn't really matter.
That's why he can't work. What I'm trying to say is that's why he cannot perform. If you see the economy, he can't perform because they are lies. It was overhyped.
It is not certificate. It's not certificate that make person to those our fathers. Those our fathers that create.
What I'm trying to say is that, understand me, I'm agreeing with you. What I'm trying to say is that even the economy doesn't have it. I didn't say certificate made people. It was overrated. That means they lied concerning some things he didn't have that they say he had. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, it was in APC. The PDP went to verify in the school. That was what led to the certificate issue that they took him to court, that they say it does not have. And those stories were true. But it's just that the court changed it with money. Let's go ahead. Go ahead. That's why it's not a real economist. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a real one. He got 0-0 in his school.
When I saw the crowd that was going along with him, I asked a question. What are these people doing? Are they campaigning for any position or what? Because I see that they were jobless people. Because if I said that shows that this government is a failure. Because if those people were working, they are the place of their job. They will not have that chance to go to airport or in the street that we are dancing and as if we are doing election for position. So he has shown the failure of the government. I wrote it as a comment to the platform. I watched it. I wrote it. This is the highest failure of any governor can be. That you came to another state election, the whole state will come and occupy stadium waiting for you. That shows that they are not working. Because if they are working, a person is working 8 hours, we don't have chance to go and wait whether president is coming. So you have shown that one has shown to us that it's not doing anything in Edo, and everybody is jobless. Because when people is jobless, that's why you see we all are hailing one father. Hey, because we are jobless, we will be praising one person. But when we are occupied, according to the Bible, say occupy till I come, we will not have chance to be praising anybody. If Edo people are really engaged in activities, they will not have chance to go to stadium.
Mr. Kundayi, thank you, sir. Let me also say something. Look, the politics of our country is zero. It's not helping any one of us. And again, we need to, as Edo people, we need to look at this constitution that gave right for these guys to rule us, and there is no room for accountability or transparency. There is no room to hold them accountable for what they are doing. The water storm issue, he used it to capture Edo people. I will probe. He cannot probe himself because he was involved. And that is number one. And when you look at this situation that we find ourselves, everything about this man is just lie, wickedness, and there is no good thing about him. Many Benin people are not happy about when it comes to this artifact. I voted for him, and I sent my money to my family, and that's what I'm still regretting. And those of you who are still using social media to say, vote for this person, don't bail your people. If you don't do this, I will not help you. Because only God knows tomorrow. A lot of people here in diaspora today, they wept for voting for this man. We are not going to benefit anything from him, except you want to join the train of lie. Like some people said that they say I've been at Obaseki. Because number one is this: I wasn't an Obaseki until Obaseki come to show his true color. He promised 30 years of development. Let him show as a banker, as a developer, whatever he called himself. Let him bring the blueprint. That so period of time we will build so numbers of schools. It will be there. For me as a current governor, I have built 10 schools, and this is the amount of money I spent. These are the engineers who certify these schools that they are fit for place of learning. These are engineers
thinking of how to hand over to Philip Shaibu, not thinking of Edo State.
Onisunu, my dear brother, if power will go to Edo Central, the next one. Shaibu will not rule by the grace of God. Everybody well, by the grace of God, Edo Central, his power is going. It's not going to Edo North. Shaibu cannot continue because it can't continue. They have ruled. They should pack their load and go. What are they doing for Edo State people? Lying? Embezzling our money?
That 30 years plan that is drawn is a success.
Excuse me, 30 years plan. Like the way it works in a true democratic society. If you have a 30 years plan as a government, it's not like a governor. Now, what is the difference between the government and the governor? The governor is just one person, an entity. But because of the situation we find ourselves, the governor is not the government. Yeah. Because what? The rest ministries, institutions that are supposed to work for the government, they use their own power, corrupt power, to silence all and turn them to irrelevant. A governor that reads economics will be the one to award and approve a contract of construction. You don't know anything about engineering. So you are doomed to fail. Now, even if you hire an engineer, you will look for, they will create a committee, appoint somebody there that when they are leaving, that committee will be dissolved. But the Ministry of Work and Housing is there. There are Department of Engineers that are supposed to
even the economy doesn't know. It's a high,
they will that 30 years plan, you will put it, you will make those who, since it's good in finance, it will not make budget, it will see what is coming to Edo State, it will know exactly what Edo can be able to finance annually. Then you look at the entire places, because people are in everywhere. What you can achieve in Edo South, Edo Central, Edo North, the one that you have achieved, Not you building a Edo Park. Edo Central, they say it's building one park. I don't know what they call it. Shopping mall.
What you want to do now? What you want to do now, until they return the money of that artifact, he will not work in Edo again. Just watch. He will make the citizens of Edo
that money
cry.
For Obaseki trying to give 20% of Edo land to alien. He has a devilish mind against Edo people. So for Obaseki to go to court and start withdrawing case and try to make Ogiame a king in Edo, he has a devilish mind against Edo people.
It's because of the artifact. It's because of the artifact. He says some of the artifacts.
Can I chip in this? What I would want us to talk about, I'm going to talk on this very particular topic we have. I am me the fear now say this our governor, if we are not too careful, and is trying to taunt the Benin, the Edos, so that he can come up with something, a similar thing that Oshomole did to the Onogi of Uromi. Otherwise, I do not see any reason why Obaseki should be doing this. These artifacts were stolen from the Oba of Benin Palace. The white people, the British people acknowledged it, that they were taken from the Oba of Benin Palace. No two ways about it. It's supposed not to cause any argument if you want them or you want to make good use of the money. A thing like this, this museum, ought to be about 5 years development plan. Besides,
the size,
yes, it's supposed security, to plan for it.
Emergency, the roads, many things have to be involved. It's not just
the hotels, the tourists will stay. This area you will make, it is not just going to be the museum alone. It could be built very close to where these people came in through and what they did. A lot of people were executed. I have the date and time they executed a lot of these soldiers who fought for Benin. Yes. Obaseki did not mention this in his plan or budget. It's not, this thing is not, the building of museum, not even on the budget. All what he's doing is to try and tackle Benin, push the Benin to the wall, so that he will come up to say that I am the governor of Edo State. I have power, the executive power to do and not do.
Well, Epa, you get what was on for? Ya to asoni for. When you say wa ma wepa. Oni, ene power no ya woni. E ma ya veto. E koreki o e you toro. Biana me wa wan wara among women ware do we we market women. Iya okbiana te yari leru no pa gbenuari agbon yari je. If he provoke them when he have like it, he give me like it ni. Oh, my president in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
The only thing we have to do is to make sure we that is in diaspora, we should let our people back home to know that these guys, with their sweet promises, they don't have what it takes on ground to fulfill these promises. So if we continue to tackle it this way,
they're not making effort. No, so not that they don't just have what it takes. No effort to fulfill it. They are not making effort also.
Yeah, when I mean they don't have anything to fulfill it, I am serious about it. Because when you talk of tourism, you are talking about industry. The Ministry of Transportation is dead in Edo State. They cannot structure transportation. So they don't function because it's only governor that own Edo State. You see the kind of democracy we are practicing. As I said, the government doesn't exist again, just governor. That is when the governor is packing his load, all the project ended. The next man will come. Do his own, pack away, until we fix government and let the governor know that the people are paying him to serve them the way it is in a true democratic country. Nobody can really achieve anything. I talk about transportation now. Took away they leave us for 18 something. Now we see they use. They want to take on control 1 million tourists. Now in a place where 1 million tourists want on the same German way one release, they make it clear that our place is unsafe, they not hide them. Go read them for many of their books. You'll see tourist garden or to their citizen. People wey marry Jama Bini, you want carry and come house. The woman go agree. I get friend here, friend wey want carry. As the woman, that white woman go tell the family, I want go Nigeria. Now the family tell her, say if they cash you, the kind of money where they go demand, we not get them. The woman went back and read this. He canceled that traveling to Benin. As I'm telling you, children did. The man don't feel bring their come home. Now this is our own people connected to the land. We cannot even go to tourism in our land. You are expecting 1 million, so we need to tackle them. That is a lie. The king did not say he cannot display those things. As a governor that loves his people, that want to provide for his people, he would have taken that statement of insecurity serious. We have enough men. You go there, Benin youth, this vigilante group, they are using Dagon to be hunting for people that are harmed to teeth with AK-47 for the love of their land. Just go and find out what Obaseki have invested in the life of these people. To really have an effective local security, they need 2 years training. They need to be educated about human rights because you are expecting foreigners. We are used to that colonial mentality security operation. So you need to change the way they reason that they are dealing with human beings. The way it is in worldwide. You need to train them. You need to invest in their life. Go and find out whether they invest on anybody. Now, he was also saying that they should not come at science. I don't know what he was trying to say about the scientific aspect of we need foreigners. They will definitely come because they are the only one that have the tools, like Egyptians. Up to today, they will dig something. These people will help them to start referring back what happened then to make it meaningful with the help of the Egyptians and the collaboration with these expatriates who are archaeologists, who are specialists in archaeology. They give proper information about these things, which will also boost our own identity as a Benin people. Now, Obaseki don't build one school of agricultural, agric and science and technology. Now, shock and drawing pen, and they draw nyama cassava. That is the science and technology we give those state people. How will that work in any society? There's no tractor, no equipment. Now, cutlass, they whip the glass where grow around the school of agriculture where go build. So all these people, they build things, they give it big name. ECOWAS. What concern ECOWAS and this artifact? Go and bring artifact from Senegal before we know it's an ECOWAS something. Go and bring from Ghana. Go and bring from Burkina Faso, because you go and bring from Mali, because the Mali was one of the great empires who also suffered like that of Benin. You understand me? Go there and see their work. And go and bring things to us and see then we will know we are dealing with ECOWAS. You bring big name just to narrow the senses of our people so that you can loot these things, go and do artificial replacement and go and sell it and hide your money. We need to follow them up. We can't give them that chance again. We elected them to serve us. They are our servants. We pay them monthly. It's very unfortunate that the Constitution has given them useless power to destroy everything and go away without answering any question to the people.
Thank you, Mr. Midwest Republic. You see, I need to come in again and explain some certain things. I'm going to address, give a response to one Frank Lewis. Frank Lewis, you heard our Midwest Republic said, he said, we need to tackle the Constitution. I'm sure Frank Lewis is from Edo, from Benin. In actual fact, here's a situation where governor talks, say, he want turn Edo to tourist attraction area. He want go to tourist business. And Midwest Republic carefully elaborated the things that goes with tourism. And he explained that to the point, say, security is not there. Something like that, you start from one place to another. You want to create a museum. From the Oba of Benin said he wanted to be called the Benin Royal Museum. Obaseki saying a lie. You know one made Benin name they made them they call her a Mowa. So when you look at these two issues, who loved Benin Pass in this situation? In 2019,
sorry, sir. I'm not trying to cut you, please. What is the meaning of a MOWA? We've been saying it since Emerson Izudu also mentioned it.
A museum of West Africa.
Okay, good. I know, but I wanted the audience to be educated.
Maybe in 2019, President Buhari said they should submit names for nomination for ministerial position. And he gave the chance to Oshomole too. Oshomole submitted all the names in Benin. He mentioned Patrick Obayagbon, Odubu, and another person. I forgot his name now. Then they asked our governor to present 3 names. Our governor presented 3 names from Ishan and Edo Central, no Benima Day. Between Oshomole and Obaseki, who love Benin Pass. Again, that aside, in most cases, in 2019, 1 second, please. In 2019, I was in the government of government house many times, almost every day for 4 months. All what I hear there is large, a greeting, traditional greetings of the Edo North people. Hardly before you see Lavieze, Lamogun, no Benima there. Go to all the civil services now in Edo. Most of them are Yoruba. When I say I'm
all the contractors, no Bini there.
Yorubas.
All the contractors,
all
no
the
Bini.
consultants are Yorubas. No place for Benin man, for Edo man, not only Benin man, for Edo man in Obaseki's government. So, Frank Lewis, for you to say Ganduje deposed the emir of Kano, make we not forget.
That one
We not forget.
cannot
And
happen.
that is the reason. The more reason.
For 13 years, they have been insulting the Benin with this their POB of a thing.
No, Frank
I know
Lewis
they have great and unique people. They keep on saying these things, but one thing I want to tell them, we are heading towards somewhere. Nigeria is collapsing. They are the one who created Wazobia. When they are ready, when Nigeria fall, they say they want their land. We say we want our own Midwest Republic. They say it not go work. Then they go see something. Or people from Niger Delta, we say we want Niger Delta Republic. They say no. Why should you say you want your own land? Other people should not want their own. Even let's just put that one aside. All these things that is going on around us, our generosity as a Benin, we need to start checking it. Because most of them don't have us in our mind. To sign off the mind, and we are seeing it gradually. Like that, our brother who is saying us that a lot of people are growing up in Benin, they don't speak Edo language. Let me tell you, it's true. That is said backwardness. So you shouldn't say it is normal. Somebody just asked you in Australia, if you want to get that nationality, will you not go and study their language? So that means it's compulsory. Here in Sweden, all this Germany where I talk, the day where you just come as a refugee, now they will start to put you for language school. If you get paper, you must go and reach some certain levels of language before you can. Here, if you not go, that's no job for you. So they want to, that is called integration. So you wait there for your own place. The king said he wants all the children to be speaking the language. He presented it before the governor. The governor dumped it. There is no plan to achieve it. And you want to pride your children are speaking English. The children
after Obaseki, I will do well now. I will succeed.
Frank Lewis. You don't hear where Obaseki speak Benin language. Answer.
Benin language or Edo language?
Edo language, anyone.
Benin language, any of the Benin language, whether Ishan or Afem or anyone, you don't hear how we speak.
Now that one we call our governor. That aside, you see, Madam Motinya was fighting for Governor Godwin Obaseki. What I want to say here today is that when you create one industry, that industry will in turn create several ones. Like for example, if you bring museum to Benin now, to Edo, you'll see taxi company will change. They will be okay. Bus
restaurant,
service, hotels,
Japanese restaurants, European restaurants,
everything will come. Obaseki never get anything in place. Nobody they inspect all those mama put now flies. Now people they eat with rice, food, buy. Those fly where they wear green coat, not be ordinary small one, big one. If you want to go and eat, nothing like that. We have health visitors. They just put on their uniform. They sit down in their comfort zone, that ring road there. They don't visit market to go and see that we get quality.
You are talking of market. We're saying specialist hospital. We may say specialist.
When the tourists come, not be only in a tourist country. If you go to Valencia, Valencia for Spain. Where they go to tourism or Valencia, Mawe. When you go to tourism,
is it not them that take clean environment? If you see cowboy everywhere, rat they work out.
If you go to tourism like in Spain, Valencia,
yeah,
there is a market center where they build 18 something, that's 16 something. They call it Mercado Valencia. Tourists where they full inside that market, there they what they said the tomatoes. As our mama they sell fish for a Kiosa market, crayfish. Now they said there. But because of
Republic, you go find your one. That one too far. Go to Republic of Benin. 24/7. Or you both the work up for night for all the villages. The same in Ghana.
Go try for our place. Okay, now all these things where you see, if tourists think company, they go inside our market. If Oyibo enter that Kiosa market, he go fit come out
from Australia
or New Benin.
From Australia, please. Call from Australia. Go ahead.
They mix up everywhere. They just pack their load, go away.
Go ahead. Ban lad in here. Ban well lad. Ali
was an Edo person. Ali was a Benin man and he speaks Ishan language. Is accepted. Oshomole speak Afema. So please, we are trying to promote the old language. We are not saying
it's one of our ardent supporters. Wageland. The pigeon English. The pigeon English. The pigeon English.
Okay, I've been saying it before. He can never do anything that Edo to move forward because he just want to come and make a name and make his money and go away. There's nothing he can do there. It's not by speaking Benin language that will make him do whatever he's supposed to do.
No, what that means is he does not even understand Edo. He doesn't even know the language of the people he's governing. That's what they mean by that language. It's not by that one.
Artefact we are talking about. The real truth is, where does this thing stay in a way? If somebody comes to my house and steal anything and the police recover it, they give it to me straight. That is just the truth. But now for him, just because of the money that is attached to it, he's trying to play game because it's a smart game. If you listen to him, Iranomi will tell you, Obaseki is very, very smart. He doesn't take chances. He's very, very smart. But nobody will believe him. But today we are seeing it. But for that, whether language or no language, Obaseki does not have anything to do in Edo State anymore. By people saying, oh, my brother from Australia said because he doesn't hear Benin. It's not my language. I stand by my truth. If I want to do anything, I don't wait for anybody to speak the language before I do anything. He has nothing to do for us. He can't do anything. That is just the truth. He's just by himself.
Frank Lewis, you the year.
And with his round table there, this round table, people under him who can control. That is what the government is for. It's not for the masses. It's not for the people. If you look, the government will control in Nigeria. It's just for their circle. If you are not in their circle, you can't get anything. You don't belong, you are out. This is a country where we say that we control the president from our house. That is the country we are. If we don't change with this OB issue and all that, with other good people, we can really prove go be right for now until he get to the power. But for now, we are seeing like a little bit light from his side. But until when he gets to power, because when somebody doesn't get to power, you will never know his power or his behavior. Power is like an alcohol. That is what is worrying Obaseki. But for Obaseki, he has no good intention for Benin because whatever he said, he can't prove of Shomole. What that some project is there, he can't prove himself. If he try it, he will go to jail. So that is what it is.
Thank you.
Let's forget about language. It's not a nice person. It doesn't have any good intention over there. It's not, language does not make you do whatever is right or whatever is wrong. Let's forget about language. I know what I'm talking about language.
Thank you, our brother from Australia. Thank you. My people, see, let me just explain this. I'll chip in this one. You see that that museum. Last year, I did a video. I explained the whole thing about it. Obaseki has one chap called Ehainacho. His name is Ehainacho. It's an Igbo man. That is the man that has been a consultant to all the contract Obaseki gives out in Edo State. That Ehainacho, their first plan, or maybe they still stand by it, he proposed it to Oba of Benin. Oba of Benin refused it, that they want to go and build a museum in Lagos. Ehainacho is the consultant for that museum so that they can put the artifact there. Oba got upset. Oba Oba of Benin traveled to Abuja to go and meet Buhari. Buhari and Lai Mohammed. Obaseki tried to scramble for it, that museum should be built in Lagos. Then Oba went to Abuja. Abuja said, no, these things must be returned to the original place where these things were taken from. So up to today, Obaseki is still fighting for these things. Obaseki did not look into it to see that are these the artwork which were in Igun or were kept in one place in Benin. Therefore, if it was kept, they were kept in one place.
He does not even know what is Igun.
You understand?
Yeah.
If they were kept in Benin museum or Benin central area. A shopping complex normal you say that police station for Sapele.
All is straight. Onyo omano a 16th century German oriedo. Onyo wegmayebe. Or where the city is well planned and all the road is very straight, and they have a street light in the night. Always street light in all year. This technology is gone. Now, what are these within my
so that because
a German trader came to Benin 16th century. When he came to Benin, he went back home to describe a city he met in Africa. He said the road are straight. In the night, there are street lights because they use this palm oil. They were having a technology how they were able to wire it where somebody will put this oil and the oil will be flowing and they will light it in the night. In the morning, somebody will go there and off all of them. So he described it. They knew very well that there was a great place and a well-civilized people there. But the truth of the matter is that our people is not the enemy that we have. If we at a time we're supposed to be using to celebrate the return of this artifact, is now a time we are not deliberating on issue. It's saddening because when you look at what the governor is trying to do, he's just trying to fool people, or I don't know what I know. It can never fool Benin people. They know the truth. But however, when poverty has ravaged people, you don't trust them any longer. With little money, instead of saying truth, you will see them saying lies. That is the worries. So we need to stand on the truth. If you want to display it, and the monarchy said, when these things are being returned, it will come straight to the palace. Spiritually, it's connected to the people, because some of these items were taken from spiritual places.
Yes, a good job.
Some of the items were also taken from a place that were designed for record keeping, because some of them, most of these pieces were for knowledge sake, events that took place some time ago, and that is what these things represent. But it's very, very unfortunate that today, what we supposed to be celebrating is not what we are not deliberating upon, because of the kind of governor we have. They have been power drunk, and they are not limited.
First Republic, sorry. Frank Lewis is saying that you didn't talk about past governor. Please, can you just tell him a little bit of the governor who handed over power to Governor Godwin Obaseki, please?
Epa, when Lucky Benedion came to power, he was building, we were clapping. When Oshomole came, he was building, we were clapping. Obaseki is here now, he's building, some people are clapping. I will never clap for that, because now the same place where we did, now we still did. Because the structure that is on ground, except we have a genuine person that will tackle that structure, there's no way we can move forward. Everything about Edo State is governor. That is how the structure Nigeria now. The whole money comes to him, he spend it, no record, no transparency, no accountability, and at the end of it all, they pack their load and go away. If you want me to talk about Oshomole, Obaseki was with Oshomole. They built rest school. Edo State people were so carried away. And in that rest school, for people not to discover the fake zinc they were using and rotty wood, they used red paint to cover it up. And they did it together. So I'm not here to praise Oshomole. I'm not here to praise Lucky Benedion or whosoever. They have let Edo people down. You see your governor now mocking Edo State that if you go to other place, this one is there. When you come to it, they say don't do anything sanation. When does that happen? Have you seen any project like they want to build international airport from the federal government level? Those state people say they don't want it. Just look at it very well. The state governor is mocking you. Someone that has been ruling us for 16 years. He has nothing to show for it. Just imagine. Primary school cannot run. School, they can't, there's nothing that is working as far as the place is concerned. You go there. The gutter is filled up. But they have a local council. They go to market, flog people, collect money. They don't clean any place. Just imagine. So you want me to stand up, live in abroad and be praising because he's building the shopping mall that has no engineering structure, no safety engineering is involved, engineers that are involved. There is no place for emergency. There's no place for fire brigade.
He has collected money from He collected money from Mama Ebo peppered rice to build shopping mall. The specialist hospital, he demolished it and nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening. Okay, you want to, is building a specialist hospital. Is he building that make people not to have healthcare? It is lack of proper management. You can even rent a 2 building in Upper Sakomba and extend that hospital with rent because you can pay 200 something. With 200,000 naira, you can have a whole yearly rented place. Give them good equipment, pay the doctor good, set up proper administrative place and see whether it will not run. That place where they bulldozer, may they go. If to say they pay
Republic, before Peter Akundaye take up from you, do you not think that if Godwin Obaseki actually built a 5-star hospital in Edo where they can treat prostate cancer or the diseases they come here to get treatment abroad, do you not think that people will come from the whole of Nigeria and come and take treatment there and they will pay? And people from West Africa will pay instead of going to overseas. And this technocrat governor didn't do it. Didn't find it necessary to do that.
When it comes to healthcare, now just we witness one of the greatest disease outbreak, which is COVID-19.
Yeah.
Now, a time, most of these European countries like United Kingdom, you see when they turn tent, tarpaulin, become an hospital. Treating people, saving life. They build a lot of all these European countries. You see, they turning Tapolin now as a treating center. But what was available was professionals, equipment, and proper administration. Inside Tapolin, they save life for this deadly disease. You saw it. Now,
Yes,
if you paint that, if you paint that place, that is what they call that that structures.
Renovation.
And then you renovation, you spend a lot of money to go and bring equipment. Now document these doctors. Instead of ghost doctors, you pay their salary, they go to their private hospital. You need to look for a system to handle these people, but they don't care. All they want to do is, when they are building a project, money flow, it enables them to silence this money because they can't just fold their hand. Something must be happening. But what they are doing is that even from the foundation, before they award the contract to contractor, they are making clear that they are there for their interest. So the contractor will make sure he fulfills their own interest, while the interest of the people is neglected. That is the system we have been operating from Lucky Benedio to today and all places in Nigeria. That's why we don't have healthcare. A governor that cannot provide healthcare. I still tell you, if a doctor writes you medicine now, so many chemists will go. Somebody that want to sell you medicine, not get primary school certificate. He want to somebody that tell you want to distribute healthcare to everywhere. You start seeing challenges. You that is not even in government, are they not seeing it? That this is not good. What are they put in place to fix it? Nothing. They can't manage healthcare. If you look at everything that is going on, it's very clear that Obaseki cannot even manage this artifact. He's not interested about managing the artifact. He just want to steal it. That's all.
Midwest Republic, before Kundaye take over from you, I want to add this to it. Somebody who wants to preserve and build a tourist attraction in Edo did not find it necessary to modify this hospital built by the British people as legacy.
Okay, and add it to part of the tourism.
Add it to part of the tourism.
Okay.
Madam Mwetinya is batching me here, saying that I brought the panelists to purposely batch the government of Godwin Obaseki. I don't know, Madam Mwetinya, you have right to make your own point. Can you just write or join the link, take the link and join us and tell us the achievement of Godwin Obaseki in Edo State? They said they've been trying to distract us. So they said we've diverted from the topic. The topic here is that good governance. Somebody wants to build.
No, is naturally for me. It's naturally wicked. That's for us, but they know we are not evil person.
Let Mama understand that our brother Obaseki that we are shouting. What is his name?
No, what is make Madam Mwetinya talk about the achievement of Obaseki, and he said I'm sleeping.
Pedro is Obaseki family who we are saying no to this his brother. He opposed it. We did not vote for Obaseki for first.
Or where they've not called sign hospital with Artefact. When a tourist is coming to a place, they visit many places because the only thing that will make this artifact to benefit the entire people, both the government, is tourism and industry. So, like that artifact, the people who can't destroy Bini Pakan, there is a building where they build for inside that hospital. Now then start them. They build it with mud house, colonial master. So now Obaseki destroy. We're supposed to be our cultural heritage. Because when you write something about this artifact, they will be asking for more things. Whether they set up administrative office, where is their building? It's just like one building where don't roti finish, where Nigeria was formed. It's there for Calabar. That is where they formed Nigeria in 1914. So that building now, roti finish, they're not maintenance. They show on the other building. So they would like to know. They want to see the footprint of how these people feel been able to set up. So some of them would come take them and say, look, this is one of the structure they were having. Maybe that part of hospital, they will now make it like primary healthcare where you just go and, office of paperwork of an hospital. So there will be a place for tourists that they follow. If you go to Valencia, ordinary market is a tourist center where they sell tomatoes, sell crayfish, because it was built in a very long time. You come to Sweden here, you go see canoe where be like, we not reach anything, where Viking take the cross water those days.
Even the
so they will go they visit all. Now be tourism. That's some Japanese go come. Our brothers who are there for Japan go come, they open restaurant, they go to chop. Everybody go they come. Now so it they benefit. Then the government.
My brother, it go when they do the artifact.
If not two government where they exist, government where no capitalism. Make I tell you how government they benefit from tourism. A true capitalist government depend on VAT. So, like now, I have a receipt here where I take buy food for Lidl. I bought a yogurt, and the price of that yogurt here is about 15 of our money. I have to pay 12% of that cost to the government of this country for drinking yogurt. So, if tourists can't drink 100, now they pay 12%. You see, the money will come. So, for we now, we're inside darkness. Everything is black market. Nothing is working. And your governor is deceiving you that when these people bring the artifact, 1 million people go there, Benin. Does Obaseki, is there any structure on ground to control 1 million people in Edo State? You ask yourself this question, whether this guy is not a liar. And again, he mock you in that video that there's nothing in Edo State. A whole governor of Edo State, for good 16 years, they have been in government. He has not been able to build anything for his people to proud. He was the one mocking them.
Since last year, never
with the video. Is that not heartbroken?
Yes.
I don't have problem with the palace. People are saying you are not be there for over 2 years. They'll be bringing money from abroad. The federal government will send a diplomat to bring it to. Are you there? They don't see you there. You say you don't have problem. We don't even want you. Don't go there again. Just do. Just keep building. As Igbine don't lock, Igbine don't take build. Shomole take build. And pack your load and go away. That's all.
Kunda, please bear with me. 3 minutes for our brother from Australia. Go ahead.
The tourists they are talking about, the 1 million tourists. But any of them first sick, which hospital are they going to treat themselves?
No, it's the house hospital. It's the hospital.
We can live now. We just dribble ourselves. We never say treat ourselves, they treat tourists. This man is just saying, please come to us. Let's not just.
Now, so he talk about Gele Pot, he talk about many things here, do best and not. Where are they today?
He has to scam you to get whatever he wants to get. That's just the truth. The buyer wants to buy cheap while the seller wants to say high.
Thank you very.
The experience of business, the law of business. That is what he's doing.
See what
going out of the power. He can't get that opportunity, and he can before he go to Senate, it's going to be very hard.
Yes, sir.
Because if his party is out of power, he can't go to Senate. Once he drops now, many people will pull out of him. Believe me, all his supporters is pulling out.
I think now the year, Madam, I'm waiting on the year now. You say I bring them come.
Once he drop out of power, they will be look at his yamu. Once he drop, every supporter will be pulling. That is Nigeria for you. So for him, he knows that he wants to quickly grab and find a way. Don't mind what he's trying to do.
Thank you, my brother. I think now hear the two our brother all the way from Australia, 18 hours flight. Vintage cars.
All the old cars, they will display it, they will display show off. And people will be paying money, ticket to go into the compound and watch those cars. So those old things, those are what people say as tourists. Now you destroy the hospital, you don't even just repair the hospital. Let it be modernized a little bit, leave some part of the old structure. That is tourist. Then you put equipment. It's not the building. It's the equipment that will make people come into.
And then go north for the whole world. So a place to visit, places to visit in Benin.
Oh, bulldozer, they don't have anything in their brain. The school where they go now just Obaseki is a capitalist, but he doesn't know how capitalism work. I'm just telling you. That is why.
Go to the shopping mall the first day. Where are they going to treat themselves? And malaria is every day. You want to treat malaria, it costs you almost about 60,000 to 80,000 to treat malaria.
It's not capitalist.
I'm done. So it's all calm.
Thank you.
Don't forget, he will never do tourists for us. He will never. He can't do it. It's just to get the money out of it and find a way. His tenure is very short now.
Thank you very much.
All the PDP will say about taking no certificate. Now they collect him to be their governor.
No, Obaseki is no more in PDP. He's
not in PDP.
He went to Osun to be counting votes because he thought once if PDP win the government, he will become a minister.
In Nigeria, they are not trusted. If they are good, Nigeria will be good by now. All of them. That's why we want new people. All those one I was there before. I asked one question before, like Tinubu. You are in power.
Not talking about Tinubu. Not talking about Tinubu yet. Not talking about Tinubu.
Buhari is there. You can't even direct Buhari to say do this. Now you say you can do anything.
My brother from Australia. Not talking about Tinubu. Everybody know what Tinubu do for Lagos. Mr. Kudayi, go ahead.
On my part, we are big biased. Tinubu man regulating.
Yes, we all know what.
Tinubu never become a governor for Edo State. Tinubu did Lagos fine. Everybody like Kudayi, you get house for Lagos. Kudayi, you not get house for Lagos. Why not go build for Anambra? He built for Lagos. If that place not good, you for go there, go work for Lagos.
So
Lagos good. Where you go?
Lagos is good. Lagos was former capital city of Nigeria. So Lagos
was capital city of Nigeria. Is that what you say? But before then, when the federal capital left there, the place was stinking before Tinubu came in.
Now, Lagos was the place that the British wanted to come and take over, which our brother Abat Macaulay was the one who enabled British not to take over Lagos. So it was not Tinubu, sir. So the people are present to go over.
No, not Davadi.
No, not about history. He's talking about development achievement when he ruled as a governor.
That is why I said my time was not Tinubu.
This in me now.
What I'm saying is,
now when I round up.
What I'm saying is
about it's your turn now. About talking about Artefact, not talking about Lagos.
Tourism. When Obaseki said he want to do tourism, first, only ring road is not enough for people to tour. You cannot just have one museum and you said that is a tourist center. It is
a scam. It's a scam.
It is a very unequal and inanity to say something like that. Because first is you have to have, like, we have different traditions in Edo. You must put those things in place. You must put those into consideration. Although we might call it council, tradition council, they must bring those things. Yes, they must bring those things to table. Now, like my place, like my like Opanikwem, we will now mold our culture of Ehoro. We will now mold that culture of why and whatsoever is practiced along with him. They will not mold the culture. Now, when you go to Ugo, they will not mold the culture. When you go to Uronigbe, they will not mold all those Azagidi. They have to mold and describe their history down. Then you go to Udo, although this might is in Udo already. Then when you go to Igwe no Bazuwana, you have to mold the Obazuwana and the histories of Obazuwana there. Then there are areas you must put in place in Edo. Then you go to Esan, you put it in a place position. You go to Auchi, you go to Okpila, you put it in place. You go to or like Ososo, this Akokedo, you put your history in place before you can be talking of tourist center. They're like
and relaxation. They like to go to river and all the dirty now. They don't put akpu everywhere. They smell. You not repair anyone. Abio Ibo no go bath. Oibo need water now. Oibo that time as the nuge paper. Obi Okoryomo making when I was small. Ebo gari as the nuge benori Okoryomo as the nuge beni. Ote kari yenia. Iye kari nya. So sa obaye mi no sunu be. As a nuge bebo wari when I was small.
Person where one build tourism for it.
They come and back there.
You don't know where.
You need as a anole guy do
like first yes, which is known as a no cow. You meet
on my 1 million. Can it control 1 million visitors in a day? One
family. Then they give you go ahead.
That's it. Why you not me women? You go kwa here give me one.
Yes, for culture.
The way he insulted Benin in that program, he said if you come to Benin, there is not a whole governor. And the federal government will be pumping money to him.
In Rome, whereby the Portuguese came through, that is Egelegele, there is one upstairs they built there. Although they are still using it as a church now, the upstairs that the British people built there.
No, I don't know.
So it's still there. And what is the use of tourism? Any structure that we are there, that we are still available to today, cannot be applied made to. If we were made with sand.
You see all those Ogwedion, all those little how they call Ogwedion, the Oibo go pay money, go sing. When you tell them, things you think that doesn't make sense.
It never go where Arwan did. Make it go see the Arwan.
Small things you think they doesn't make sense. Not be fine structure. They were born into fine structure. They want to see ancient civilization.
Any that we have built as ancient time, if you pull out, you put another red sand again. They have to mold red sand with black soil, they mix it and replace it. So you don't need to apply cement to it. You don't need to add block there. The moment you put that block there, it's no longer tourist place, because you have destroyed the structure that people wanted to come and see with their eyes. So that is one. That. Then two, like the moat. The moat is filled up today. You have to
even the juju where would they do juju for cutlass? Say not the cut body. Cutlass not go enter your body. All those things is supposed to do the organizer. Soldiers, they even do exhibition for native doctors. Obaseki never do half of this. He say
all those festivals wow about they do where they dance. He go publish all of them. All those cultural dance, all of them go come the function. He go invest for all of them.
Again, then before you are talking of tourists to come, you
just imagine when we display it, 1 million people will just come. They come and spend 1,000. Everybody will be sharing. He said they want to develop those states. The people will say, don't build it. It's an ancient kingdom. Where does it happen? When they tell you, say, me, they don't build anything for me.
It doesn't need to build it. If he did not know, he should go.
He was mocking Edo people who suffer for him to come to power. In a public television device.
Something. We are very proud to say it, because that is why Rome is a tourist center today, because those ancient things is remain the way it is. Till today, if the old house,
if the government want to develop, they want to build international airport, is there no space for him to do it? If you want to build any recreational center, are there no places for him to build it in Edo? If you want to build seaport, river not there, what are we talking about? Even that area where we get mode house, you want to build a recreational center. Inside that mode house, if you build inside where you make a hotel, now there you both first of all pay money, go sleep. I'm telling you.
You don't need to destroy those mold house. You have to remold it again. That is how it works. In Italy, here, I live in Italy, when those old blocks, there are houses that but person never live again. But what do? They will come and put another block like exactly that one that left that position. That is what they are going to replace it with. They will not say because we are not a new model to come. No. They doesn't do that. They will pull it. If it is red that was there, they will put red. If it is black, they will put black. If it is green something, they will come and put the same that color of that green.
Even the fruit, oruru, all those things, they don't go extinct. They not be tourist attraction.
No, so these are things you put in place. It must put those structures in place first. Where is he bringing tourists to? The place that Fulani is killing the indigenous of the land.
Where river they smell.
He did not talk. That is where he bringing tourists to.
Yes, so
visitors from another directions. So visitors from that direction.
You can use a toilet.
So there is no. If Nigeria is coming to Edo State, they will even be afraid. Neither foreigner from another countries coming to Edo State. What are they? If our brother Governor Wike, what did he write home about in Edo State? He said, "Go and look at it. Go and look at even what they call their GROA, government reserve area. It become government rejected area."
Now Edo people say they not bureau with the GROA. You can see mocking Edo people openly. It's an ancient. Keep what is ancient. Build modern things. That there are space for modern things. Go and build it.
Ancient must remain ancient in its place. That is how tourist places work. Ancient remain ancient. Then they develop around the ancient. They make those one modern. Japan today has ancient. Rome has ancient. France has ancient. The British has ancient.
Yeah,
America has.
Thank you very much
all these
for coming.
Now there is no place. When I go to my place that day, I was crying. I was trying to say where. I would say where if we want to establish anything, where are we going to establish it on? No, because there was no good government in place, in positions. That is why the community sold the land anyhow. They sold everything anyhow. So without good governance, all these things we are talking about, those lands can never be tourism without good governance. That we put all these government offices in functions, because no town planning, no road workers, nothing. Board of Tunnel Revenue, we don't even know if there is office still exists. So I don't know. BDPA and
Obaseki, they collect the money put for pocket.
But the offices are no longer found anymore. Their duty are not carrying out in the streets. So that is many places that are supposed not to be built.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My people, una don't hear everything today. What we discussed today be say Obaseki one use the stolen artifact where British stole from us. Say one take and do tourism where people go to come, Oyibo people come down, bring foreign exchange. Then Oyibo people go they stay with us for night. Everybody go get money one way or the other. If you get hotel, if you they produce better thing, if you be native doctor, everybody go benefit from it. But what we look into today, where we mirror, we say, Obaseki never put some certain things in place before you reach that stage. It be like say you dey follow Edo people and the Oba of Benin drag their traditional inheritance. It be like say you just dey play with Benin people, with Edo people. You not get all these things in place, then you dey look for trouble. That na the reason. Now because say they talk say your forefather betrayal dey una gene, na make you the pepper Benin people like this. We discuss this today so that Obaseki go know say Benin people, even if they not go school, they know the boundary of their papa Repatraited where them pass. Even if they go school, they tell you say this na the thing because they travel out. This na the thing we're supposed to be in place before you they try such a thing. Besides, they still talk and say, you not talk this one for your manifesto. Why you dey look leave the thing where you promise you can't dey go to another area? All this now to cause trouble. Even if they will give you the artifact now, you will build the museum in 2 years will remain for your government. And if they give am to you, the politicians not go steal the concept for Igbo again. All this now the question, the issues where this our panelists raised today. They talk and say the thing vex them that we be like say Obaseki they treat them as if say they be fools, they be illiterate. Even for the government services, no Edoma get any tangible position. All now from neighboring states now put for there. It be like say Obaseki, a lot of people fight for you for 2020. This now how you want to pay them. Before I go leave our brothers, our panelists, make them give us 2 minutes summary. I would like to start with our brother Midwest. Midwest now one person. He dey passionate. He want us to have our own Midwest Republic as Oyibo take leave am down. Say they're not so much like that Nigeria of a union. I subscribe to that, and this channel stand for it to say now we go dey talk, now we go dey talk most of the time. Make people realize say if we get Midwest Republic, Midwest go eventually turn to Germany in 6 or 10 years time with our resources. No need to dey look for handout and lawyer money from Abuja. Midwest Republic, your 2 minutes rebuttal, please.
Pardon, sir. One thing I want to say where this topic we did it we do it because of the love we get for our land, Edo. It's not because of say we not get something we will go do or we hate the governor, and some people they put on when we talk truth. The thing be say many of us they are abroad now. We don't they get quiet air, and we go they talk say we they go home, we go home. But children they grow, you get family here, and when you go visit home, no improvement. Now the only easiest thing where we they see now to see governor for TV gather some people we don't even know what they are representing, how they were able to inform those people that today we are going to discuss about issue, and in that program nobody asked them question. They just come and talk, and using a cunning way from the talk make him begin the rubbish our own cultural heritage and something that had to do with the palace. Now they pay all of us. This man, for me, now Bodo Ibo me I dey for country where if they still talk so Bodo country, then they rich. Sweden is one of richest country as far as the world is concerned. If you mention right. Country where it's rich, if you talk of country where you get technology, where they say technology for the world, they know they make noise, but they day for all of them. If you talk of, it's a kingdom of its own. That is why me, as I come from Edo and as Edo Pikin, I love my kingdom very well. Because when I see the way these people, they organize their kingdom very well and also add that democracy to it and the way they are progressing. The whole European Union, the headquarters na Belgium, na king, na still get Belgium. So people wey no value of their heritage, then they preserve them. Make Edo people not sit down. Make one person wey not the fit speak Edo for his language, for his mouth. As some people say, Edo not be, it not matter if they like, they not speak. If you not speak your language, you lost. Now some of the nyama backward, and I can't lead us to this kind of governor. We not get respect for anything, and he don't understand the meaning of anything where they do. He tell us say, imagine if they just bring gun, but he not get problem with the palace. If they just bring gun now, 1 million people just day tourist day they can't spend 1K for it. Money don't full ground. Everybody they share. That is to say indirectly, The king now is preventing
Yeah,
something
Obaseki.
where he go make money, they enter the state. I want to ask you now, make una use na common sense, my beloved brother. Make you look at those states where with Obaseki, whether any structure don't they way go fit manage 1 million visitors. Just go walk out for Edo, the river where Igbo go swim. You know, say for Nigeria now, church don't scatter everywhere. We not even they go river again because they tell us say na them and me water day. Much more. But Igbo way want come for tourism, they must go river. They like to swim for inside that house. All these river they smell akpu. There's no structure on ground to go clean them. Now the tuke bus where they bring for 18 something, now we still they use for Benin. Ministry of Transportation don't get one thing where don't fit do. All these tourists where want still come. Some of them feel sick. Hospital not dey. Even the country German where want return this most of these things where they still buy from the people where come steal them. When they know waiting Benin suffer, they know the kind things where happen because they know German say British not go fit defeat Benin because they know Benin was powerful. But the British were able to use some chief because now enemy wey dey inside house, now person need to fear. That is why Benin fall. If the Oba were to mobilize the army for a battle, this history not go be like this. But now people, now I tell them say, when they do Igwe, or army don't go house, they don't go sleep. They want to go see go through their various paths. Some of them will travel far away. That will take them some more than 4 weeks to return or a month. So this area, this period, now everywhere they lose. If you now strike this time, go just easy. Now people wey dey side then I go tell Oyibo. And now some of the things now we see they face today now. Oyibo wey want bring and say they don't want bring and come place where quarrel dey o. They don't want bring and come say one person come to say na me get and the other one say na me get, not be you get and na my own. The governor and the group they go for EBS, Igbenedion television, they go they talk say some of them are good they do. You see confusion where they want bring. Now we see the battle today. Make it not they deceive now. This governor, he not go fit manage this artifact. Now in pocket, now they fight for. So make Edo people, make una try una best, make we open our eyes. Make this guy not turn us to Peking, we not know papa. May not turn us to people, adult way they shit, he not go fit clean enough. Because he gets sweet mouth. He not get anything good for Edo people. Now make I round them up. Visitor will be 1 million. They need security. You need to protect them. Tell me one thing what Obaseki. Now 900 million they receive every month for what they call security vote. Make una ask Obaseki how many people we don't train with this money and how many people we in they pay for whether it did. So how will you manage 1 million? That video was made. He just come back from holiday now because he want to start the last battle. Make Edo people ready for him. He wuru, he don't too clear. Now he be the only governor where he get chance to develop Edo because this time no godfather. Make it do one, make we really see so that we go proud with diaspora where he vote for him. Not be the one way go they do up and down like Basico when they take carry pan wine. You know when they drive and go they shake because he go destroy, go they build the thing not they finish. We not go see the one road that they do everywhere. If they do some way they even they use they show for TV. After 6 months, everything don't come up for ground. So now so me I go round down. This man not be say I hate him, but the way thing they do, where you want come they try to interfere with the monarch, now they vex me for that because you not go feel your scum. You will try to pull lie for people head. What thing we call propaganda. Go they do and go they shoot you against innocent king. So you want make people come they follow you say now he block away they not get work so that there will be revolution. So now you be one better their life. Obaseki, tell Edo people which you don't put for ground where you fit manage 1 million people. Just come out tomorrow if you see this video. Say I don't do this one. If 1 million come, make you talk because we need to hear. You are dealing with people, state where don't provide people who fall all over the world. I know so many people they always say support you, but then they do not with sincerity because everybody, even if Satan come, person go see support them. And so me I say, tell Edo people, say you be don't build. Even the hospital where you destroy is connected to this artifact. People will can't loot this artifact and I build that hospital. So who can't look artifact? Go ask say, our papa not set up any administrative something. They not build school. Then you will go they show them. Say they build hospital here. Tourist master go they show them all the place. Not be only artifact, not be the bring tourist.
Thank you very much. Thank you. My people, I bet Mona subscribe to this video. Mona share. our usher Naomi Bella tired. Even our Nene diaspora, Mama Imwetinya, you not tell people, make them share, make them subscribe. The thing not good to make people for come because we want to do part 2 for this program. Next week we go do why people they abandon cemetery for Benin. Don't go to bury people for house. A lot of those in diaspora that they build house. They say they die, maybe they'll bury them there. If that's so, it they do it go good. If not be so, it go good. So before we go now, we go let our brother, Mr. Kundaye, may still add in. Oh, Kundaye now one of the greatest supporters of Godwin Nowelas Obaseki. But at the same time, he loved the Benin tradition. He loved the monarch. So he even talks saying a prince. So he not support anything where Obaseki they do with the artifact. Obaseki will come talk many things. For Benin, for Edo, there we get plenty university pass many states for Nigeria. Now somebody will read classic, now can be our governor. Mr. Kundaye, go ahead. Teaching English.
Na me na pikin. Me na Chief Okundaye great grandson. Me na Oba Eweka the second. Eweka no Logbe. Great grandson. Because my father is the grandson. Why me I'm great grand? My father mother is direct daughter of Eweka. So I'm still from the palace of Ikwe, known as Obanikwe Neyedu, the Susugbarada of Benin Kingdom. After that, I'm still from the palace of Anye, the next village to Igba, the Osunigyogyo. So that is all me. And my mother is from Ose in this Isiemeru dynasty. So I'm not far from the tradition. I did not hate Obaseki, Governor Obaseki, or Obaseki family. They are all Benin like me. We are all Edos. And despite whatever the jealousy or the greed, because I see it as a greed that happened in this great grandfather's time, and the same greed is still working in this man present administration. Where the Edo used to say, well, we don't want what happened to our father to happen to us. So that is why they said, Omo Asoma, a woman. But what Obaseki fails to understand is that Obonowoka Mubokuta Mwenya Obokano rule Isiotien Bubie so those are what Obaseki fail to understand. This our present governor fail to understand. And that's and the meaning those they do clap hand along which should very be careful for himself. And those are what he has not yet understand. If he has to remember that the people who praise Ali were still the same people who were saying Wali, Wali, Wali. Which Ali who did well for the Benin's, the Edo, the Esan, the Urubos, and all. Ali did well for them, but we are still able to say Kwali Kwali, which Obaseki is not challenging the father, the lands, the throne of the land, because Obaseki is challenging the thrones of the land, because whoever that challenged the palace never challenged Wari, challenge the throne that Eware is sitting on, because it's there the same throne all of us are buying to. So it's not the Eware himself, it is the throne that Eware is sitting on and we are buying to. And it is the same throne that command those artifacts that we are taking from our land. And if Obaseki told us, if he told Edo people that the reason if they brought that artifact, a million tourists will just come to Edo, that is proper lie. It's fallacies. Tourists never just go to a place because you built a museum or whatsoever. Even if the museum is bigger than the ring road, does not attract tourists. Because first thing that before you say you are bringing tourists, you must have a security. That is the first thing. You must have house like hotels that tourists can stay. You must have estates that tourists can rent when they come. Then you must have a clean water around you, rivers. Because if you come to this my place here where I'm living, it's a tourist place. So that river is not just you have river, you have a place to relax. They can sell market and do business in it. So those things will be around rivers. Check if Buba River is dirty. Even the old bridge that we are there break off. And that will have even be a tourist attraction. That old bridge we are still dirty today. So Obaseki has not put anything in place. He did not arrange anything. He's just deceiving people by telling them that if they just bring that artifact, if they just build a museum, they just bring that artifact.
If they bring it to him, he go just go display and tourists go full everywhere.
Tourists will have everywhere. It's just deceiving Edo people, the people we are talking to and the people we listen to the video. Obaseki is deceiving them. Obaseki is after the money that he had that is going to come with along that artifact. So that is why he's dragging it. Now, if Obaseki is interested in the artifact to help Edo people, why did he not carry that artifact to Ring Road, the museum that our Oba said is going to be in Ring Road? Why did Obaseki not allow those artifacts to go to that museum in Ring Road so that the temp tourists he want to come can come in? It's a very simple understanding. If really you want tourists to come in, we have a place that is Ring Road. Ring Road is the center of the land that the tourists, that is project for the museum. So you carry this artifact there and display it so that tourists can come in. But he refuses and said there's a place called, I don't know if they call it Uwa.
Are you even talking my way now?
So I'm talking.
I've been with men on now.
It don't verse come out. He said that they insult Obaseki. We're not insulting. We they try to tell
me lie. When I win my insult, we not damn it. I don't wear telling no having one or boy of me. You not telling man. I don't know even no man Mario Wuku. So I have one boy of me when you damn it. No young one it be. Undawa atana damn it. One one it be. So near one it be no young where unyime no magba. Niago uponoroven. Monata unyuma monata yoveno. Ila wodoite no je. Now Obaseki to open mouth and said it is because of that that artifact that was not given to him that made tourists not to come. That is why I'm telling people now, the Edo people should understand, and the whole world should understand that is fallacies, that is complete lie. That if he need that artifact, let him build the museum in Ring Road to display the artifact and let the tourists come. Tourists cannot come to a dirty place. Ring Road is dirty. The Edo State as a whole is dirty. Tourists will never come those kind of area. Did Obaseki fleet mosquito in the Edo State? Do they fleet Edo State to kill mosquito? No. And you want tourists to come inside malaria because the mosquito we have in Nigeria give people sickness very well. So if any tourists that come will die. That mosquito will kill them. So that is why they cannot come. Two, there is no even street light. There is no lights. Not street light. There is no lights. There is no good water. Everywhere is borehole. So if tourists they are coming to come and be looking borehole that people put in their houses. That is then no fuel, no gas, nothing. How will tourists come to the land that there is no movement, hold up everywhere? So people should understand that all those things are proper lie. There is no fear.
A supporter of Obaseki will take a Clarence Bebo or one more seriously.
So when it comes to my place, when it comes to my state, I have to say the way it is. When it comes to government of the people, of the party, I will join with the people, the party, and say, no, this one is not like this. But this one is what concern me, concern my all my states. So Obaseki is lying to people about they want to bring tourists to the state so that there will be work, there will be employment. No, that is why we are telling people that it's just lying, deceiving them. Because all these things you need to put in place. Supposed to have good roads, electricity, clean water, clean environment, that mosquito will not be flying everywhere. Then clean rivers. We have clean rivers. Then if we have what we call ancient properties, that tourists will come and look. Just the way they want to come and look those artifacts as ancient something. Then we still have ancient building like First Austria, which we call Egedegodoka at area. It's a tourist attraction. The moat, they will remove moat, they will clean it, those environment of moat, all the moat around the Edo, they will clean it very well. All the marketplace, all the markets should be neat, where another, all the gutters. So all the roads must be neat. So when you say tourists to come and come, tourists should come, then we will know. Then the traditions, all the communities, all the villages,
Festival.
all the Edo states, you
festivals in the whole of the state.
Yes, you put all the festivals in all that you call the chiefs and the
tourists.
They put one together and they begin to display all the characters of the art of their artwork and their cultures and their festival in each community. So that is what motivates tourists to come, and that is what creates the.
Thank you very much.
Not done any of this, and he said he want to create tourists to make that is pure lie.
I want to tell that Clara Bell, you are listening. This is medium people. When you talk about security, say can we secure it in the palace? Security is of different categories. One thing is this: it starts with accountability. Now security they start. A governor will not go fee publish book, I spend those state money. How will you trust him that if you give her this artifact, he not go still misuse her? That is security where we they talk. Now, concerning debt and all, even the Germans have make it clear. Ask your governor whether how many people he don't train for the local security, where they use their gun, they go they hunt people, where carry AK for self for bush. Our local vigilantes are doing their best. You know they pay them, not they do anything. So make we start to support evil. Somebody way saying go display artifact, 1 million people go there those states. Obaseki don't put anything for a doorway, go fit take control 1 million people. You know what to be 1 million visitor? Huh? So
I want to tell him how to secure it. I
beg. Answer Midwest Republic.
I want to beg you. So make you not to say with the insultant. We're not the insultant. This governor now very bad intention I get for this artifact. First of all, the German tell and say we don't want confusion for this artifact if we want returner. We don't want make it be like say that they dragon. So Benin artifact is very clear that these things belong to Benin. It represent them. So argument not there. Now let this governor. Now I don't see say person come out for TV. Now then the problem start. He say they make some for Udo, not be Oba get them. Not be Oba Palace for take come again. You see confusion. Now we see date today. Now in the talks, even this security displaying of these things where we they talk, it need cooperation. We need to see it indeed that we are vulnerable because of this thing. What can we put in place to make sure we secure it? Now, governor, where we they pay for is our servant. Now we elect. Now suppose brigand. By this time, we get state of us, those state of us of assembly now abroad. Now you did. Why they create state of assembly now to make law? Ask how many laws where they don't make concern these things. Say this kind of thing they come now. This kind of thing now, so we'll come they do it because this thing where they can't go help our people. We don't make this law. If you don't follow this law, you way they throw away dirty, see your punishment. You way they drive motor, Now, so we want to make them take on the register. Tell me any structure where your governor don't put for place to help tourism. Many Benin people in Maro Ibo, how many of them they carry and go house? Go ask me for Benin whether they see Ibo for their street again. So make you first of all ask yourself, not be the one who go decide one person. We are all Benin. Somebody is rubbishing your history. Go watch that video. He say if you come to Benin, this one is not there. Then go say na Asian city. He dey mock Benin people. A old governor. So why can't he build international airport for us? Why can't he build the Gele River, the money and those the money we pump for there? He not get ahead though. He don't build the industrial zone, industrial park. Now lizard, now if we industrial park now. Enough we bring people where they do to pick. So you want me we just declare for you there abroad, they comfortable. Now people build them. Huh? He don't know how those things were made. He don't know anything about them.
Can I answer?
So now that one I want to tell you, Clara Bear, because not be say they say with the insult them. We know the insult we all the talk here. He can't manage those things. He get evil intention. All the river they smell akpu. Now that tourists want go bath. You not go talk to your governor.
Answer here. How does
True, then they wash akpu, then they wash cassava for those rivers.
My brother or my sister,
for those rivers.
You want to know how they will secure it? I'm going to tell you, since you were born, have you ever heard that the thief who have been stolen in Edo State went to Palace and steal? Did you think it is because they have machine gun?
Go bring Gary Linus, so they follow Clarence Beckham. If
I'm going to answer money, I want to answer that person. I believe in here. Since the person was born, has he ever heard that thief went to Palace and steal? No. The reason is simple. Because we did not believe on this, their Christianity or their Muslimism. Let me use some words for him. Yes. Because that is what led them to all this their fake thinking of life now. Now, have you not heard that when thief come to a place...
1 minute.
I will answer before I go. This person, you should understand. Go and ask your great-great-grandfather, if you still have. Ask him what it means that when thief come to thief in your house, he will take broom and be sweeping in your compound. So if this person still have great-grandfather, you should go and ask, what does it mean in Edo land that when a thief come to your house, he will take broom and start sweeping in your own compound, the person come to see. So if he did not have, then let me tell you what they call Amisan Afiawa. Iyeke aseka ni ryugbo. You have to understand. Iyeke ni aseka ni ryugbo.
Where do tia Shomole? Clarence Bernard, one of our
Epa meka gunya ka gwane dan yone elo omate loki gbenejo loki gbenejo was not having mama me social media and I ma be follow mama be expose himself in here. This is why Obaseki is
they're not insult governor. They only talk.
We not insult him. How can I insult my governor? But the governor is not. He's trying to narrow the senses of our people and trying to bring innocent people down so he can climb. He's just after the artifact.
Oshomole did not drag artifacts. Lucky Gbenejo did not drag artifacts.
Oshomole build red school. Now he build school. Now Obaseki help and use red painted cover the zinc, make we not see the kind quality way they. Now them now build water storm where they want all of them not get ahead. They are all the same bed. But in home, as a do diaspora they stand for him, since he not can do things different, now it can be the pain way me I get for him because I vote for him. I take my money to support him. So if they pay me saying that this kind of person me I support. That is why me I say my own. So he not do anything. He just they try to fool us. How can he come and mock us? Not today for Benadi that they give him money, make it a develop a place. If they build hospital now half, if you build road, they dig ground, they put concrete, and if one of that concrete fall, it goes scatter the whole house with that water because that is not technology to carry water. Few years to come, some of them go fail. He go put heavy hole for underground. All these things where they build. The engineers not they read the economics. Now laying all these Oibo way they use, they be Lebanese. Some of them not go even carry toilet contract for their country. It's for sure.
If
Yes.
Obaseki is a really great governor, as they call him,
He got the opportunity to change Edo. He misuse of.
Uniben supposed not to be using overhead bridge in their gates. That overhead bridge they put in Uniben gate supposed not to be there. It's supposed to be on that.
I was in Benin 3 months ago. The only place where light day now from that federal prison go past that road where Gbenedion dey. Even Gbenedion they use power from Oshomo. Then opposite side not the user. Then go past government offices for night.
No, it is only for government offices. It is only for government offices. That is what the
even the shopping complex, you just put the signboard of Mama Ebo pepper dries. It's still the foundation level. They just fence around. They're not built up. Then all of a sudden, the two will not promise us.
The Spanish way tonteria. A tonteria about panicking. Nobody is in charge. Now governor property. Not be government. This is the problem we have. Nobody there to maintain it. There is no ministries are involved. If the thing now they come out, everything go down baru. Shomole use generator. They light that area. As it come out, everything scatter. This one don't bring electricity. Who is in charge? Nobody.
I bet 1 second, my brothers. Linus, you know, say I like you well. I not agree with them. They're not insult to Obaseki. They only critically examine why he want carry.
Where he want carry to this come? Where he want carry to this come? Where he want carry
that one the president so. That one the president.
These people that are in Europe, they are in Europe. Do they not know the difference where they say tourist center? Do they not know how it that
good night.
Mr. Kunda, I will say Clarence Bay, I greet you. Frank Lewis, thank you very much. Frank Lewis, Mr. Kunda, Iwagogo Ure. Me, I know say you now Obaseki supporter the same with Midwest Republic. But on this occasion, Amagwe Mogwa Ebogbe. So Ogwedion, the thing where they teach from Ogwedion, from our ancestors, now we they talk about. So the thing won't cause trouble. Many people not happy about it, especially those in diaspora, for telling them say 1 million tourists will be visiting Edo annually, and we don't have the facility to host or welcome those tourists. So those are the things where we talk. You know, say social media na mirror. If to say social media popular like this one, Oshomole did there, if was this year, Lucky Gbenedion, everybody knows say na pure water that is toner for stadium. Nobody don't talk to Obaseki here. All waiting they talk say, you know, they speak Benin. Why they fight for Artefact? That they try to buttress or make it full meaning of what the Benin people, the nickname they hold about him. And truly, me, I support people who talk about that. That artifact were stolen from Ogwedion. They're not from a museum. They should be returned to the palace where they were stolen from. Then governor will go meet Oba of Benin. This type of things, let us use it to make money for museum. But this na Ogwedion, Clarence Bay, you na Benin man. You go like make them take your papa deity, the thing where they there, the symbol, the spiritual. You na Englishman, I just remind me of what then they call those apparels. Make them go take and they put am for museum. It's like you go put Maolokun for museum. That's how it looks like. This thing belong to the Palace of Benin. Governor want a museum. They will do replica of those things. Go pack for museum. All these now the things we will discuss today. Because me love you, now make me the explain to you. And because you are here, I didn't just follow you for back. Now do work, Kakabo. Now thank you, Naomi Bella. You stayed with us all through the hours. all through the time, and Madam Wetinya to I greet you. Say here, I greeted Frank Louis Nabinima. We gave time to people with the support of Obaseki to talk their own, but they not click the link to join us. Then just the comment. If you go through the comment, you will see Frank Louis, another conscripted supporter of Obaseki. Madam Wetinya even cost me self. Then another great mommy of mine. Naomi Bella, it just stay for middle. Sometimes it still fire me to say why you go allow they deviate from the topic. They not deviate. Then they talk the facilities where then they take do first before you can get an international museum. If he kept away there in isolation in the palace. Clarence Bell, those things, I mean, I view your good journal. Imam Niatie, Redomen Niatie, Uhure, now Hure then be for Oba Palace. Those things. Even if you want to, if you talk to Oba of Benin, now, great diplomat, Oba go give her. Imaswan Izodua talking to the point. Say, for some years now, Obaseki has never visited the palace. Even when Oba born Vienne quadruplet, Obaseki no go, commissioner no go, all these type of things. Person where you get lofty project like that, you're supposed to play along. All these now the things we will discuss here today. The Frank Lewis, all of them, they were given chance to talk in support of Obaseki, and they could not tell us anything. All this now the problem where we see today. But maybe if you come, maybe you would have discussed much
Of
about it.
themselves, the more
Now,
the
so
merrier. But he should be rest assured that no single stolen artifact will be placed in that museum, except he goes to his father, that is if he still regards the Oba of Benin as his father, and let them talk. It's giving the public a mental picture that there is no problem between him and the palace of the Oba of Benin. Just like some of you who want to criticize this video are also very close to him. Some of us are inherently also close to the palace. We understand that almost 2 years now, he has not even gone to the palace. All of the ceremonies, Oba Benin's birthday, October 20 last year, there wasn't any congratulation. The current Ministry of Art and Culture, since they were inaugurated, since the new commissioner came, hasn't gone to see the palace. The birth of the 4 royal quadruplets, the state government writes any letter of congratulation to His Majesty. Even 1 year anniversary of this royal quadruplet I heard a few days ago, did anybody see any congratulation from the state government? Why then would the state governor not be deceiving the public populace that there is no issue between him and the palace? Well, we know that's a clear lie. There is definitely an issue. But what we are asking is that if you want those artifacts, go speak with the owner. Let the owner give you the right to possess these things. You don't have a right as an Edo man. If you also say that it is the Edo people that owns those artifacts, then clearly means that whoever thinks such does not have a primary one knowledge of the Benin history. It was in the days of the old, before the British looters invaded Benin, nobody has any right whatsoever until be permitted to have any artworks in his house, because it was an abominable act. Very few, less than 0.5% of the entire Benin artifact were found in the houses of the nobles, because they were given the right to possess it by the Oba of Benin. 99.5% of the artifact that were carted away from Benin was carted away from the palace of the Oba of Benin. If anybody has a contrary opinion to these facts, he or she can come out and present it. As for the Iguneamon, you should also know that the leadership of Iguneamon they are all part of the traditional cabinet of the Oba of Benin, and they have an oath to listen to him. So if anybody is thinking of going to use Iguneamon to also cut carve other artworks to be put in their imaginary MOA museum, then he should know.
So, Clarence Bear, you can
Has
see that.
resolved to return these stolen artifacts. It can only be returned to the rightful owner, the Oba of Benin. The governor went further to speak about the civilizations of the old. He spoke about the Great Benin Moat as the greatest earthwork crafted before mechanical age. Amazing. The Great Benin Moat is the only historical site recognized by UNESCO. It's even on the tentative list. One would expect, as exposed as the governor, he should be finding ways to make the Benin Moat, preserve it. No inch of Benin Moat till date has been preserved. Why is he more interested in the artifact? Anyway, we understand the reason, but for the sake of public digression, we don't want to mention some of these reasons. He went further to say that all of these incredible ideas of our ancestors shall not be in vain. Amen. They shall not be in vain. But you have to understand that amongst all of these beautiful civilizations that our ancestors built, there is something that he probably did not understand: organization. The Benin's people were the most organized of all kingdoms and empires in sub-Saharan Africa. They are still very much organized. The Igun, the Igbesaman, are instrumentalities that were created by the Obas of Benin for a civilization that was eventually built. He should understand that by going by the context of that organization, he should be organized enough to seek for the permission of, or the consent of the owner before he wants to use the artifact. Let it be very clearly. It is not a hidden news that before the glorious passing of Omoyele, our blessed memory, he entrusted in his then son, the Daiken Oselu, the crown prince of Benin Kingdom, that when these artifacts are eventually returned, a museum will be built for it, and the name of that museum shall be called Benin Royal Museum. The concept of Edo State, West Africa Act, we are not West Africa, neither are we Edo State. We existed. There is a clear difference between the Edo people and Edo State. The Edo people has existed thousands of years before the creation of Edo State. The Benin people has existed thousands of years before the creation of Edo State. A museum that will reflect our identity, that will reflect our imperial exploit. It's the only museum that we will accept. No one is saying that the government does not have the right to build museums for themselves.
Thank you very much. My brother Clarence, we didn't do this to discredit. Irene, we can see I played everything. Everything for you to see. So, my people, I greet everybody again. We're here. Once again, Naomi Bella, you have really tried today. Arilines, thank you very much. Clarence Bread, the great king of Ibota, diaspora Ibota, I salute you. So next time, I would like to do part 2. May you come defend governor if you go like, but you don't like to come out. We want to hear that big English from your mouth, but you not go like to come out. I greet everybody. Good night, Madam Mwetinya, Wese Kakabosa, Loba Debawe. Naomi Bella, maybe I have to greet our wife where you give us. So God go bless everybody where come today. Frank Lewis don't tire. Frank Lewis lives in Germany. Now great supporter. Funny enough, now supporters of Obaseki na full here today. And then many pass for this program, for this edition. I thank all of you. Now God go bless you now. Edonimose, Mama Mewe, thank you very much, Edonimose. Beautiful lady, call.